Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I am ready to rock on this Friday morning. Jeez, I almost thought it was afternoon. My God, see how ready I am. Anyway, yes, ready to go here. It's been an interesting week, so hopefully we can follow it up with an interesting Friday to finish this off.
Yeah, absolutely. We're already starting to see some very interesting move off this gappers list brought to you by TradingTerminal.com, friends. You can come in here and take a look at what's going on. And a lot of our friends, a lot of our usual suspects are here today. Yeah, that we like to trade. So we will definitely dive into all of those. Before we do that, quick look at our U.S. economic calendar. It has been busy this week, but I don't see a lot going on for today, Peter, looking at your notes here.
No, pretty light. The only thing of note here is the consumer sentiment number. This is I think it's the Chicago consumer sentiment that comes out at 10 a.m. Sorry, it's the Michigan consumer sentiment. Anyways, and it's really the only thing. Probably not going to be a big market mover. We do have a lot. It's Friday, which means you get a lot of the commodity announcements in terms of commodity positions, oil futures, a lot of that stuff that comes out. I don't usually mention that to you guys because it doesn't move the equities market. But if that's what you're interested in, then it's Oil Friday, as it always is. What's been more interesting is the market movement. I mean, if we take a look at the SPY or the Q charts, I mean, just overall market movement. I mean, we've had 4 red days in a row. And they haven't always started lower, right? Wednesday we actually started in the green at this point, and look, it's a red candle. And this morning we're starting green again, so it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to go higher. I mean, we are barely at the level of the close on Tuesday. We're still below Monday's close. I mean, who knows where we're going to go with this? We're still in yesterday's range. I mean, heck, it could be an inside day for all we know, because yesterday had a pretty good downward range as well. So, look, who knows? We just got to play what the market gives us, and it's been giving us some opportunity. Hasn't been easy, but there has absolutely been opportunity if you've been in the right position and willing to sort of be open in terms of what you're expecting out of it. So let's see what today gives us. Again, I'm looking forward to it because like the opportunity is there. That's all you can ask for as a trader, right? That it gives you opportunity, whether the markets are green or red. So we'll get to this gappers list. As Carlos pointed out, there's a lot on the green side of it, very little on the red. So, doesn't mean that that's going to hold, but for the moment, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, that's what we have, friends. Let's take a look. Starting here with the first one, AAOI. AAOI, we'll take a look what's happening there. Right now, we are gapping up 51%, 1 million shares traded. Normally, this stock doesn't get great volume. We've seen them before on our gappers list applied, however you want to say that, Optoelectric. I got to see the rest of the name here. Optoelectronics. There we go. We'll get it. But yeah, it's not fun. I probably won't have it on my list, but there's better things to look at. Any news worth sharing with the group here?
Absolutely. So big news for them. The news breaking is that they have a deal with Amazon that gives Amazon the right to buy almost 8 million shares of the company. So they haven't actually committed to buy 8 million shares, but they have now the right, reserved the right to buy 8 million shares of the company. So, that's obviously a statement of support for AAOI or potentially a statement that they might be interested in acquiring the company in its entirety at some point in the future. Amazon doesn't normally take positions like this unless they are, sort of serious about your technology. And, often that means that they're going to want to take a very active role in the company's development and future growth. Now, this thing has got a float of about 50 million shares. So 8 million, I mean, it's a significant position, but it's not an ownership stake, right? It's not approaching half the company's value. Really, we're still only talking about 20% or so, a little less than 20%. So, but it's good news. It certainly is one that the company is going to be singing about to whoever will listen, pushing their stock price up over 50% this morning from the $16 close roughly that it had yesterday. So look, it looks sort of in play. I'm surprised there's not more volume. We've only seen about 1 million shares traded, and like you've got on the screen here, that 5-minute chart doesn't look as exciting. Like the
Yeah.
trading isn't as active as that I'd want for something that would say, yeah, this is going to be in play for me. So maybe it'll pick up when the market opens, but unfortunately, it doesn't look as good as you'd hope. Oh, he's
Yeah.
garbage trucking it. All right, statement has been made. All right.
I think it's too questionable compared to everything else we have here. So we'll just give it a garbage truck there for now. I'm with you. Great stuff. Love the pop up. Once you throw Amazon and everything, things start getting very nice and hot there. But man, it is just such a bad stock. So we'll see. We'll see. We could come back to a little bit later. Quantum all over this list this morning. QBTS, QUBT, IonQ, Rigetti Spaghetti. I mean, you name it. If you're touching quantum, at least the four that we usually look at. Are these at the top four quantum stocks, Peter? QBTS, QUBT, IonQ, and Rigetti Spaghetti there.
Yes.
It is okay. Okay. So
I mean, there's certainly the ones that are quantum focused, right? I mean,
okay.
Microsoft has declared this the year of quantum. So that, there's quantum computing involved in Microsoft. We don't think of it as a quantum stock. It's Microsoft, right? Microsoft is just Microsoft. They're the ones
Right.
you have to pay your ransom to every year to make sure your computer keeps working. So, but
Yeah,
there are
that's
other
so funny.
companies like Microsoft and Amazon and those, even Nvidia, right, that are involved in
Yeah.
quantum. But yeah, I would say these are the big four quantum, solely quantum focused stocks.
Yeah. Well, one thing that Microsoft is thinking about Microsoft, I was watching their announcement about closing down Skype. They're just horrible when it comes to any type of social media platform, like any type of communication that's a little bit social. If it has to do anything social or messenger, then they have like an iMessage. They have something else too. They're just
Yeah.
so bad at that type of application. They're just so bad at it.
Yeah, they've really failed in that space. You're right, over and over again, right? Social media apps, they're sort of even just their browser technology. They had a phone, right? I had one. I loved it actually. I had a Windows phone, and it was great at the time. But they somehow could not get the apps loaded onto it. Like I couldn't participate with people with other apps that were available on the iOS and Android platforms, and I don't know, for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Because this is not the
Yeah, the
first time
T.
they did Skype. I forgot the other one they did. I also failed. We're talking about going back years back. Like they just couldn't
Oh,
get it going,
yeah.
which is strange.
Matt
Yeah, they
H
do own.
in the room.
Yeah,
He's talking about Teams. Yeah, I've got with a number of the charities I work
I
with.
hate that
They've got
thing.
Microsoft environments and they use Teams. I swear, every time I use it, I get angry. It is so frustrating to use. I hate Teams. Like
So
again,
bad,
why can't
so
like
bad.
Zoom and Google? I mean, they've got free tools that work so much better than Teams. Like I just don't understand it. I mean, Teams
Yeah,
works fairly well if you're in a corporate infrastructure and you're all Microsoft and you've got an IT support crew. Teams is okay. But if you're not like me, right, when I just get a link and I try and join it as an external party, it look, sorry guys, it sucks ass, man. It is just horrible. So it's just, anyways. All right.
Mighty Mouse says his hate Outlook. Oh, I don't know. I loved Outlook, man. The actual not the website, but the actual program software itself. We were, if you're heavy on emails the way we was, I mean, I used to get 300 emails a day at my job. Outlook was the only way to manage something like that. It was awesome. So all right, let's get to it, friends. Let's go back to this list. We were talking quantum before Microsoft snuck up on us here. QBTS up nicely, guys, 11.7. So this is doing pretty well here, getting a good pop. This thing, as you guys know, has been as high as 11. It's getting decent volume today. 6.6 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. And then if you like that one, there's other ones too. QUBT, it's another one that's also like it's nice pop today after 8 o'clock here, up 10%. The one that people trade the most as far as day trading, it seems to be IonQ, and of course we'll look at Rigetti in a second now. IonQ up 5.3, a million shares traded, and then if we look at RGTI, also up nicely. Peter, so going back to these, is there any individual news on any one of these or general news? What's going on with the quantum world?
There Yeah, there's a lot of general news, a lot of little bits that seem to be adding up. So over the last, I'll say 48 hours, there have been three announcements. Number one, there was an announcement by scientists that have developed a technology they're calling Aurora, which it seems to me that's been used before. But anyways, Aurora, which is a quantum computer that operates at room temperature. So that's big because typically quantum, because of the heat generation, they have to operate it at like these sub-zero, super cooled temperatures. This one can actually operate at room temperature. It's a big leap because, we take for granted the fact that we take our laptops and our desktops and we just plop them in our offices, right? And they operate in those environments. To have a quantum computer that can do that is big. All right, number two, McKinsey released a report that said that they believe that by 2035, the economic impact of quantum computing could be over $2 trillion. So that's sort of a big statement of support for quantum. Now that's still a decade away, right? We're talking 2035. But if they believe that it's going to achieve 2 trillion by that time, obviously that would be a scaled valuation that would take us from here to there. So, just a little bit of a voice of support, if you will, out of McKinsey that quantum is actually going to be have economic impact and drive value, which of course these stocks that are hugely valued are going to need, right? Because they need revenue, they need opportunities, they need business valuation, or at least validity to go forward. The third thing is interesting, that there was a couple of articles where they're now coining something called Q Day. So this comes out of the security experts, computer security experts are saying, look out for Q Day. And now, Carlos, I don't know if you have a picture of maybe Skynet or one of the Terminators, but the warning of Q Day is when quantum computing power gets into the hands of bad actors. Says that they're worried that basically they will quickly, or almost instantaneously, outstrip the ability to combat them. So quantum, there you go, the rise of the robots. So the concern is quantum computing has huge applications and huge value, right? One of the things that speculatively it could do, for instance, is it could immediately solve the most complex security algorithms that we have out there. So you think your password's secure? It is, until quantum computing comes online and somebody can immediately solve all of your security algorithms. Imagine if you had quantum that could immediately decode Bitcoin and steal all the global supply of Bitcoin and retreat into their mountain, their volcanic lair, and do some evil. Anyways, so look, is it real? Is it not? Who knows? But there's always got to be a security concern about it. Of course, quantum computing has huge applications and huge value, but you always have to look at the downside or the dark side of it, which is the risk that it could pose as well. So sharks and lasers, sharks with lasers, exactly, Tunde. That's always the most evil persons in the world always have sharks with frickin' lasers. Anyways, so look, so those are the three things I'm seeing. But what it means, there's talk, right? There's more talk about quantum. It means that there's more focus on it. And frankly, that's all that these four stocks need. So look, they're in play. Whether you like QBTS, which has the biggest volume this morning, almost 7 million shares, QUBT, Rigetti, or of course our friend IonQ, and all of them seem to be in play somewhat this morning. Look, I'm happy if the news happens, because it means that we have more fun in the markets and more opportunities. So I don't know that they're necessarily going to do anything today, but I find this whole section fascinating, because there's so much talk. Keep in mind, not a lot of actual advancement in the technology. I mean, the fact that there's a computer that can operate at room temperature, that's good. But remember, these computers still aren't operating very effectively, right? Like, they still have massive error rates in their ability. So they compute very quickly, but with a huge degree of errors that basically there's no practical application. Like, you can't even run a spreadsheet off of them. They could do big complex things, but they do it with an error rate that is unacceptable. So anyways, there you go. I love the memes. You got to have sharks with freaking lasers. Anyways, all right. So there. Yes, Carlos. News on quantum. Fun to talk about. Maybe fun to trade. Just keep it in a speculative pile. if you're
Yeah.
not into into big risk, you might want to just stick with the ones that we know move, the Teslas, the Nvidias, the Microsofts of the world.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. As you guys know, QUBT I'm always looking at because QBTS, excuse me, I have a swing on that. So I'm gonna put RGTI on my list, right? So we'll put RGTI here, and then we can see how it goes. Maybe INQ on the secondary, but for the most part, RGTI is a good one to day trade when it trades well. We'll see where it goes. But I'm with you. We're going to be having our NVIDIA. We're going to be looking at our Teslas of the world. So we'll go through that in a second. Back to this list here, guys. I do see some Chinese tickers on deck. I see Baba, my good buddy, and also JD on here. Is there any other ones? I don't see any other ones quickly. No, again, Quantum and Tech just really bouncing back here on this gappers list this morning. So let's take a look at Baba and then JD. So Baba this morning up 2.4, again continues to hold this beautiful move that we had up in February, and just haven't really done much, just kind of again showing that really big range here between, it's a nice like $15 range around 130, we'll call it, to around maybe 143 instead of 145. But again, just back and forth in here. This morning's pre-market actually has 1 million shares traded. We're up 2.4. I like Baba, so I'm gonna put it on my list here, and we'll see what we can get out of it. All right, what else? And we saw JD also here. So JD this morning up also 5%, 596,000 shares traded. Again, I'm just gonna go with Baba here, but you can look at that one if you do have the space. I just find Baba trades a lot cleaner, gets more volume for sure than JD does, unless JD has specific news. Peter, anything going on the Chinese front?
Not a lot. It's actually been surprisingly quiet. I think it's probably because, from international or trade news, it seems like Canada sucked up a lot of the oxygen. We don't forget. I mean, China's still out there. There's still, tariffs being bantied back and forth. China's still obviously a big player here in the AI space, and frankly, their internal AI competition is ramping up. So, DeepSeek grabbed the headlines. Just how long? It was a month ago now. Anyways, a while back. And but let's not forget, there's still Alibaba's big in this space, still building their AI engines and AI assistants, and competing against some of the other companies out there. It's interesting to sort of follow as best we can. Yeah, Baba, it seems like every couple of days Baba's got a new piece of new news. Like yesterday, a little bit after the close, I saw that they released a new version of their AI assistant called Quark, which is their competitor for DeepSeek. So there's new versions and new flavors of these things going out there all the time. We don't hear as much of that in the North American market because they're focused currently on the Chinese space, but obviously there's a lot of people keeping an active eye on it because there's probably a fair amount at stake on the back end, isn't there, about who, is there going to be a winner to the AI wars? Who gets the fully fully sentient AI bot first? Maybe I should say fully functional AI bot first, because once they become fully sentient, I think the game's over. But in any event, we'll see what happens. From a trading perspective, they've been pretty quiet, haven't they, Carlos? Like I know you tend to watch Baba a little more than me, but
Yeah.
Baba, JD, Baidu, Billy, they haven't really been moving all that well this last week compared to some of the
Yeah.
other stuff.
For the most part, they've been pretty choppy. They did have a great start yesterday. I missed it. Somebody called it out. I did get a nice little push here, but again, no big continuation on it. So we've seen this is the chart right over here. We've seen a couple of decent starts, but again, the market has been so choppy that's not really helping it. But yeah, they're not trading as good as they normally do, 100%. Back to this list, friends. I do see some crypto tickers on here, or at least Hood is on the deck this morning. We'll take a look at how Hood is doing right now. We are up 4.6, pretty good. 1.1 million shares traded. I don't see any of the others. Also, I do see MSTR here as well. So MSTR also getting a nice little bounce. As you can see here, up 3.9. MSTR has become very difficult to trade. I watched it a couple of times because we had some good success in the past, but the last couple of weeks, the spread has been so bad on that thing, right? So I'm not
Yeah.
inclined to put it on my list. It wasn't that bad when we were getting a way more volume. What was it, like November, December? Now the spread is just not, it's not friendly at all, even for this price at 200 and 273. I don't expect it to be a penny or even 10 cents. I expect it to be more than that. But when you're doing a dollar plus, it's just not going to work, at least for me. So I'm inclined to look at Hood. Peter, what's going on with the crypto world this morning?
Not a lot, really. It's holding above 80,000, which is good. Current Bitcoin price is at 83,300 roughly, which is good that it's holding there because it makes it higher than it was at the low this week, which was on Tuesday when it hit about 77,500 or so. So, like I said, this feels like sort of a safe range where crypto can hang out for a while. Somewhere, as long as it's between 80 and 95, it's been there for the last 2 weeks, and mostly there for the last 2 weeks, and that's just means that everything's going to move sideways.
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
95 or over 100 is when people get excited and they start thinking that we're going to go on a run. Anything below 80 and nerves start to set in, and it will. I think we could see a drop if it sustains anything right around 80,000 or lower. Being said, we've parked our head below it a couple of times over the last 2 weeks and managed to recover. So yeah, all in all, pretty quiet. Look, the weekend's coming up. Crypto moves a lot more over the weekends. So let's see what happens. When we come back Monday, if it's still hanging out here, then we can continue to look elsewhere. I don't think much is going to be happening today on the crypto stocks. So Coin, Mara, Hood, like you pointed out, MSTR. I think they're going to be fairly quiet today. I could be wrong, but that would be my assumption.
Yeah, I'm following you on that as well. The only thing I like about Hood here is I like the daily. I like how much
Mm.
red I see on here. So maybe there's some buying that can take place that could look nice today. They're up 4.7. They do have 1.1 million shares traded, so I think it's worth on a secondary. But the rest, I went through the rest. They don't look good at all. I don't think there's anything happening there right now. So I'll leave those
Hood,
alone. Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, Hood is only sort of a minor crypto stock, right? Minor meaning minor, not a minor.
Yeah,
Like,
they do other things, correct?
yeah, because I mean, really, primarily, they are an equities trading firm. They also are trying to get into money management. They got a lot of other aspects to their business. So Hood can move very independently of whatever the crypto space is doing. It's just one piece of that puzzle. But you're right. Like, it's sitting in a good spot. Like, I like the daily of Hood earlier this week, right? We thought it was going to move because it actually had some good news. That sort of fizzled out, but then the market was pulling against it, right? So the market was obviously very red for most of this week. It's hard for Hood to make any headway against that type of tide. So yeah, it's well positioned. It's just we got to wait and see if it's going to be able to actually do anything with that and move higher. The analysts are generally positive. I haven't seen a lot of upgrades, but there's been some positive talk about Hood. So I do think it's well positioned at this price. It probably just needs a supporting market to really move up.
Yeah, yeah. I know they have a very strong trader fan base. I mean, these guys are pretty good there. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Hood it has some other things they do, but it seems like every time Hood is up or crypto's up, this ticker's on there, right? Yes, they have their individual news, but it seems weird that maybe we have attached this to somewhat crypto, even though their crypto influence is very small. If traders are still taking it long because crypto's up, it can do some stuff, right? So it's very interesting how that gets just tagged like that, like GameStop. GameStop, their earnings is coming up in a few weeks. It's just unbelievable what that stock has done.
Well,
Nothing to do with their business, but they went up 100 whatever. It's just weird sometimes how things work, right?
yeah. Now, hey, if you like to trade crypto, Robinhood's trying to add more. They're expanding their crypto
Yeah.
portfolio. So, in fact, they had an announcement yesterday that they added Pengu, Peanut the squirrel. I still love that as a crypto stock. Anyways, Peanut the squirrel and Popcat to its platform. So, I'm not familiar with Popcat, but I've heard of Pengu and Peanut the squirrel because they're just weird. But anyways, you can now trade those on Robinhood if you're so inclined.
Awesome. All right, let's see what else we have here, friends. Back to our list. We kind of covered the majority of this. Then the rest are some stragglers. We got POTR, we have SMCI, we got some of the tech stuff that we want to look at. So let's dive into all the tech things that we have here. Let's start with NVIDIA, kind of leads the way on this tech stuff. Man, look at the bounce over the last couple of days. Did you guys buy the dip or what? 104, 105, 104, right? And now we're sitting at 118. So really, really nice move up here on NVIDIA. We're up 3%, 7.2 million shares traded. Whether you bought the dip to swing it or not, it is an amazing swing trading stock. It's on my list every day. And I'm just not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna add Tesla right away as well. It's another one that's on our list every day. We traded this yesterday. Got me once. The second time was much, much better. We got a nice little drop all the way down to like just above 239. No, it was actually lower. It's 234. Yeah, 234, right around here. So pretty good, but they stopped me out once, although it traded beautifully. We just missed our entry yesterday. And again, today up 2.4. Volume's a little bit lighter than we saw yesterday's pre-market, but I like it, man. Great trading stock. Peter, what's your thoughts on these two that we love to watch?
Well, I mean, Tesla has just been. I find the trading great on Tesla. I like watching it. I like its movement. I mean, if you're a long-term holder of Tesla, you're probably not feeling love right now. But at least it stopped going down yesterday, right? Made a little bit of recovery into the close. So yeah, we'll see. On the daily chart, again, well positioned. It seems to have settled out. I'd love to see like a big green day on Tesla. That would be a lot of fun, but I'm not holding my breath for it, as it's still got a lot of headwinds, both practical in terms of their direct business model, the concern over their sales, and related services, and then of course the political issues that affect it with Elon. Now, it's actually been pretty quiet out of the White House this week. So, I think that's probably good for Tesla, and it gives it an opportunity to move. Again, I'd love to see a big green day today. That would make me happy. But I'm just going to wait and see what the price action brings. I mean, it is up 4% this morning. So, so that's looking good. As long as there's no, big crazy announcements that affect it. There is some news on Tesla as well, like supporting it. They did announce that they're partnering with Baidu for some of their assisted driving activities in China. So, they're going to need some partnerships because the Chinese market has been one that's been problematic for them. There are just so many competitors, right? There's all these EV companies that we know of and some of which we trade, a whole bunch that we don't necessarily trade and may not know of out there. And it's hard for Tesla to compete in those markets because some of the prices of the cars are very low and they look awesome. How reliable they are, I have no idea, but there's some great looking electric vehicles available in China that you just can't get elsewhere right now. So I can understand why they're having troubles. But anyways, the fact that they're partnering with Baidu to get to full self-driving in that Chinese market is interesting. I have to say, shout out to John here, who in the chat room, who was we had a team meeting and he was driving the whole time. Well, he was sitting in the driver's seat of a car the whole time. The car was driving itself all over the place, and we got to watch it because he set up his camera so we could sort of watch the screen and the road. It was pretty impressive. It was driving country roads, and he survived it, and it only hit two bikers. I didn't see that, but no, it seemed to be doing well. And there was roads with lines, roads without lines, left-hand turns on uncontrolled
Peter,
intersections.
we have to get you in one of these. Have you been in one yet or no?
Never. Well,
Oh.
I mean, I've been in one like as an Uber several
But
times.
somebody was actually
but
driving
Uber,
it. Someone was actually driving
yeah,
it,
someone
right?
was driving
Okay.
it. Yeah,
We got to
yeah.
get you in the self-driving one, man. It is an experience. It is unbelievable. You sitting there and this wheel is turning. We're not used to that. It is unbelievable.
Right.
My brother got one in Florida. It is really, really nice. It's the future, man. And if you're commuting every day, I don't see why you won't have a self-driving vehicle. It's so nice. But yeah, I mean, it's Tesla. It's on the list. Great to trade.
Yeah.
Love to see a green day out of this one. Interesting that they're partnering up with Baidu in China. It's a good move. Apple did the same thing. Get these Chinese companies, partnering up with so they can lobby for you over there and hopefully help your sales. But that's a good move. We see Apple doing it. We've seen Tesla doing it now. Very, very smart marketing or strategic move there for them. So I like NVIDIA. We like Tesla, of course. And I think the only two we have to look at is SMCI and PLTR. Let's look at SMCI here first. SMCI. I don't see much going on. I mean, we're up 3.4, always with volume, 3.7. I'm sorry, 1.7 million shares traded right now. So we got some volume here in the pre-market. SMCI is one of those tickers that I'll just throw in the secondary. It could be fun to watch. I'm not sure what they're going to end up doing, but I'll throw them on the secondary here. And then the other one that we've seen take off here and there is a PLTR, which look at the daily, Peter. It's just sideways. But today we're up 3.6 with 2.8. I feel like these two tickers, they're not explosive, but it's like you have to have them at least in a secondary because you never know when they're going to take off, right? Is it? Do you get that feel on these two? Well, I do big time.
Well, I mean, look, if you compare PLTR's chart to the market, they've been holding up pretty well, haven't they? Because like you said, sideways, but this is sideways in a downward trending market. So while there was a lot of concern over their business and were they going to be affected by the Doge work, it looks like they've sidestepped that and may actually benefit long term. So the fact that they've been holding here, I think is very good. So, as soon as we get some positivity in the market, PLTR could take off. So I think you're right, Carlos. You got to sort of keep an eye on it just because when that day comes, I mean, look where we could easily get back to, right? 120, so a $40 move or 50% upward move here is definitely very possible. So, I think PLTR is sort of a good one to just, keep an eye on for that day, that moment when it starts to move. It could be very explosive. I like the technologies sector generally. So AI stocks, I think, are still in play. There's still a lot of talk around them, and activity happening. You mentioned NVIDIA. NVIDIA is always in play. They had some news yesterday about expanding their partnership with Samsung to embed AI in mobile platforms, both radio technology and what we think of in terms of mobile phones and that. So it's interesting how they're working on that. There's all these different flavors of AI. Like we're using AI very generically these days, right? AI basically means any technology that does any type of logic statements. And I don't know. I mean, we're calling everything AI based, it feels like, and I'm willing to bet 90% of the stuff that we're calling AI is not really AI. They're just smart or complex algorithms, but that's all right. We can slap AI. I mean, there was a point where machine learning was all the thing, right? We put the machine learning term on everything, and big data. Remember when big data was a thing? Now everybody takes for granted that all data is big, and
Yep.
you expect any application to be able to leverage large data sets. So these terms come and go. I feel like AI is just the hot term that is now becoming just a bucket term for any smart compute platform out there. So anyways, be that what it may, any technology, any company that's touting AI is getting attention.
Yep, I fully agree. All right, so far this list, RGTI, we have BABA, NVIDIA, Tesla. On my secondary list, I have Hood, PLTR, and SMCI. And if we just finish off this gappers list, we've been so focused on the gap side, on the upside of things, right? We haven't really looked at the downside. But these, for the most part, don't trade very well. We know XBEV could be very choppy. Lee and a CRVO is a low flow stock that's been just all over the place. We could take a quick look at it here. It's a messy one, right? So today, yesterday we sold off. Today we are looking to go even lower. No shares for short on it. I'm really not interested in it. And again, as the volume continues to drop here, it's just not going to be fun. So RGC, and Peter, I'll give you a second to go over your stocks as well in a minute. Here, RGC, another one that's also low flow, 1.4 million, popped up and down here. Again, just all over the place a little bit. And then we have two EV companies, XBEV and Lee. On the downside of things this morning, XBEV down 4.7, as you see here, 1.1 million shares traded, and Lee, again, doing some moves. I've been keeping these off my list. Again, they traded well for some time, but I just have not been really paying any attention to them. I think there's better stocks to trade. But if you guys are watching them, see something, call it out to me, and Peter will definitely take a look at it. Peter, just to kind of finish off this gappers list, anything on the gap down that you want to share with us, or anything that you have maybe that we haven't talked about yet?
There is so much green on my screen. Yeah, it's really hard to find red stocks. I mean, like you pointed out, these ones that are red on the gappers are the only ones that I see on the rest of my list, and they're not good trading stocks. I mean, it looks like the excitement over XPEV developing robots was very short lived, and they're back to. I mean, XPEV has been like they're on often on lists of worst performing stocks in the market. So yeah, it's or worst performing tech stocks, anyways. But you know they've had a rise over the last little while, which I find interesting. It's you know, I mean, it's sitting up here at $24, which is not a bad place. So I find that interesting that they're on a worse performing when they're. Yeah, I can point to a lot that feel a lot worse to me. But in any event, I guess it depends on your time frame, right? But you know, the XPEV we have to remember was a stock that I think it was over $100, wasn't it, back pandemic days? Maybe not. I can only see a
Yeah.
high here of about 70, $75. But in any event, yeah, I don't think any of those red ones are in play, and I've got nothing else red that I really want to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's take a look here. People are mentioning QBTS and QUBT. Our good buddy here in the chat, Ivo. Yeah, I like this one, man. Again, I watch this one all the time because I do have a long on it, so I have it in that sense. As far as day trading, they could be a little bit difficult. I prefer, I think Rigetti gets a little bit better volume, trades a little bit better, and also IonQs, it seems to get more volume. But today, you know, they're all doing very well. QBTS is doing very nice. QUBT also looking good here with some good volume. They're up 10%, and I think the other one is 11. So yeah, you know what? It might be worth putting on the list here. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
QUBT and QBTS on the secondary list.
yeah.
QBTS. There we go.
Rigetti, yeah, Rigetti's interesting. If you look at the daily on that, just look at the volume profile. I said, you know, I was so impressed at how the volume's been holding up for a while, but the volume's actually been dropping off quite a bit. If you sort of bring it, zoom out there a little bit, Carlos, so you can see the
Oh yeah,
November
yeah,
timeframe, you can see how the volume had really peaked out of nowhere, and we've been slowly just sort of leaking off and heading downwards. Yeah, so yeah, it feels like the excitement's over. Like Rigetti they need something. They need a little hook. They need some news or something to get the excitement back. So they're still getting volume. I mean, we're already like 2 million shares pre-market, and they trade an average of about 60 million shares a day. But you know that's well off from the times when they were trading 300 million shares a day. So. Yeah, you might be right that the Qs are better, the QUBT, QBTS.
yeah, yep, absolutely. I think we're set here. Anything else you guys are looking at that you want us to take a look at here, guys? Frank the Tank, gold. No, I don't trade gold. I know it's up today, right? It went up to like 3,000 or something like that. So this morning I heard on the radio that it's pretty high. So if you're trading gold, if you're swinging gold, you're doing pretty good right now. As people get uncertain in the
Gold?
markets. Yeah, I think it was gold. It was like
Yeah,
up
well,
this
gold
morning
prices have
for like the
actually
first
been
time ever.
going. They've been going up very significantly. I look at GLD. GLD is
Hmm.
one of those ETFs on gold, and just look at the daily on GLD over the last the last year or so. Gold prices have gone up pretty significantly. So, yeah, it's I guess it's still a safe haven. It's I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I never quite figured that out, right? Like if the apocalypse hits, you think you're going to walk into like somewhere with a gold bar and say like I need some groceries? I don't quite know that. But,
Uh, you know what show I was finished watching C on Apple TV. If you guys have it, with that everybody's blind, like
oh,
everybody's just walk around. They walk around like touching
yeah,
everything. Pretty cool show, man. It gets you really to appreciate sight. But hey, they went backwards, man. Right? They had civilizations and they end up going backwards. Whatever happened, that could happen to
yeah.
us, right? What if computers take over and we have to go back to riding on horses because we can't trust cars? And robots. You just never know, man. Hopefully not, but it's be ready. Keep your gas vehicles. Don't give them all in.
All
Don't
right.
to
So
electronics.
you've got your bunker already stocked with food and everything. Are
I'm
you a
not prepared,
prepper?
Peter. I'm not
You're not a
prepared.
prepper. Okay.
I'm not
All
a
right.
prepper. I'm a pastor's son, man. So I grew up in church, and and you read the Bible stories. The Bible's it's rough, man. there's some rough stories in there. Like, and I was little, I was like, oh, that's nice. But now, so I got older, I'm like, man, this is some rough stuff. And I always tell my mom, playing around, Mom, when all that stuff is about to happen and God is coming, I want to be dead. I don't want to be here for that. I'm not running to the mountains. I'm not doing any of that persecution stuff. God, take me now, and we'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
She laughs to this day about it. But yeah, man, it's interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, friends,
All right. Well,
let's get some tickers. I see some in chat. What do we have here? RGTI, we got it. Yep, going up. We talked about that one already. Gold, yeah, gold is on fire at the moment. So what is the 3,000 price that people are talking about, right? I saw a headline on Bloomberg said gold hitting 3,000. Is that the per bar, Peter? Do you know?
no, it's probably the
What
per
is
ounce, I would assume.
that? Gold breaks through 3,000.
It's
And
usually they measure it per ounce.
per ounce.
Let's see.
Wow, man,
Yeah.
we need to get some gold
I don't, I
bars.
don't,
Okay.
I have no idea what the price of gold is, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
so gold
that's
prices
usually how
passes 3,000. Oh yeah, it is 3,000 an ounce for the first time ever, driving higher by central bank buying spree.
there you go.
Okay, all right, there you go. So that's what it is. All right, so if you own gold, your ounces are worth more now. All right,
Okay.
what else, friends? I think that's it, Peter. Let's get to our community events and announcements. We'll come back and we can look at more tickets if you guys have anything you want us to look at. But right now, I do like the list that's built for me at the moment. Let me get our announcements here. I have Rigetti, Baba, Nvidia. We got Tesla, QUBT. I'm a little heavy on the quantum stuff. I know. Secondary Robinhood, POTR, SMCI, and QBTS. So we'll see how things plays out. We can always change that around a little bit. All right, Peter. Today is Friday. Let's give our members a taste of what's going on today, and also a nice discount there, new discount for, man, spring already. I like the sound of that.
Absolutely. Look, I'm ready for it. Man, I thought spring had sprung earlier this week, and then we slipped back into the deep freeze where I am. So, ready for spring. It's a little warmer today, and it's supposed to get really warm here next week. So, why not? It's time for the spring sale. If you want to join us at Bearable Traders, we've got this chat room that's active for every hour that the market is open, and then some. Plus, all of our educational series, both technical and psychological. They're available. Look, use the code SPRING50. It's going to give you 50% off the Elite Annual Membership, which is always the best deal anyways, but it's a one-time annual payment that gives you full access to everything over the course of the year. So SPRING50 is the code. You get 50% off. Today, though, specifically, we have one webinar for you, one event that's happening. Sean is going to be hosting his Friday session on strategies and execution. Going to talk. He's had a great week. He's been very excited about the trading this week and has done very well in these markets. So he's going to share that with you, talk about your trades. Happy to sort of answer your questions. So that will be for all of our elite members in the webinar room at noon today. So hopefully you will join Sean at noon in the webinar room for that session. And you can then use that to go into the weekend with maybe some new insight that you can leverage for your trading. If you wanted to join us in person, we'd love to have you, because we're doing a live session in Vancouver at the end of this month. We're very excited for this trading summit that we've got coming up. In fact, if you followed social media last night, Carlos, I don't know if you'd happen to have a picture of that, but Andrew's ordered. I like how he said, I had to actually open the thing to figure out what he's talking about, because he said the letters are here, and I'm like, the letters? What are you talking about? But he's ordered these like 5-foot tall TEDx BBT letters, right, for part of our TEDx session that's part of the trading symposium and trading summit that we've got going on. So that's cool. I think that's cool. I think I might see if I can run off with one of those letters. Probably won't fit in my luggage though to get it back home. But in any event, the letters are here. So the stage is getting set up. Everything's getting prepped for this big event that we've got coming up right at the end of the month. And hopefully you'll consider joining us in Vancouver if you haven't already bought your ticket. It's going to be pretty awesome. So go to bearabletraders.com/summit and you can get all of the details, the full slate of activities, the full schedules there. As you see, it's a jam-packed 3 days where you can fully take advantage of educational and social opportunities. So it should be a lot of fun. And the countdown right on the screen there, 14 days, 22 hours, 45 minutes. Exactly. There you go. Okay. So hopefully we'll see you there. All right, Carlos, let's set some levels. Moderators, get your lists in. and then we know what you're looking at, and we're going to get ready for this live open that happens at 9:30. Carlos and I will take you through that, of course, with Andrew and Brian going in the chat room.
Yep, absolutely. Just looking at Andrew's Instagram. Definitely follow Andrew, man. I really like the stuff he's doing now. He's putting a lot of pretty cool stuff on here. Look at this guy. Look at this.
Really nice. I know. He's done all these
love
photo
that.
shoots.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. This is exactly what he should be doing. I love it.
See the letters. There's the letters.
A lot of the background stuff. Where's the letters? Where are they? Here?
There they are, right there.
Oh, those are yeah. I see that.
Those are like,
I see that.
You know, like,
yes, he's doing a lot of cool stuff. So definitely follow him on Instagram, guys. A lot of great stuff happening here that you can take advantage of. All right, let's get to it, friends. Let me take this off the screen and let's jump into our levels. So this morning, I have Rigetti, Spaghetti, Baba, Nvidia, Tesla, QUBT, and secondary hood, POTR, SMCI, and QBTS. So let's get some levels in. So we'll start with Rigetti, RGTI this morning. And if I look at, hold on a second, RGTI. There we go. If I look at what's happening here, again, we're getting some volume. The more I look at, because I think someone mentioned in chat QUBT and QBTS, the more I look at those, they actually look better than RGTI this morning for day trading. So we'll do levels for RGTI, but I will not be surprised if QBTS or QBT makes a better trader today. This morning, high of the pre-market 920. Above that, we do have the big levels here, right? This 1085. You clearly see all the touches you have on here, so you definitely want to mark that down. Let me bring you guys over to daily. There you go. And then over to the bottom here, we do have 1011. So that's a nice one there as well. Definitely a lot of touches on the daily on both of those. Towards the bottom, all you really have to mark down is the low of the pre-market, and once you do that at 883, you are surrounded by the highs and lows of, excuse me, get out the way, you're blocking me. There we go, of the last two trading days right on here. So looking pretty good on our good buddy Rigetti Spaghetti there. All right, let's head over to the next one is Baba. So Baba, my good buddy, we are currently up 2.4. Again, just kind of stuck in this long range, right? So we're at the top of the range now for the most part. 142.50 is the high after pre-market, so we'll slam one there. And then towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market, 139.30, right? We got this 8 a.m. candle, our 8 a.m. candles. There we go, nice and wide there on the pre-market. Avi will be talking more about that later. And yeah, above the pre-market high, we do have right over here 144.64 is a good one. And then right up here, maybe 145.32. So plenty of levels here on Baba. It's been getting better, but still not ideal, right? We got a couple of really nice days out of this, but for the most part, we're getting a lot of small days, not a whole lot of continuation. But I like Baba, so I don't mind watching it, even if it doesn't trade well today. It's one of our good buddies. We do very well on it, so hopefully we can get some of the action today. NVIDIA is probably one of the best pre-market activities this morning, as you can see here. Look how beautiful this thing is moving. We have 8.4 million shares traded. We're up 2.7. High of the pre-market, 119.18, and then towards the bottom, we're going to take a look at the low of the pre-market over at 116.90. So we're actually right over, you can't see it because the VWAP is in the way, but right over here, 116.90 is the low of the pre-market. And if you look at the daily, for the most part, towards the bottom, you're set with the last two trading days. Get some levels towards the top, just in case we get going. Let's see what we're going to mark down here. I see a good one, probably right around here, maybe. That's going to be 121. It's not an ideal level, 121.77. And the reason I say that, because, for example, if you look at this level here, look how many days are closing and slamming into that. So that is usually a better level when you have a lot of support and also change direction. When when a price action comes to a level and you can't break out of it, you change directions and go the other way, that is usually a stronger level. So 124.89 towards the top, and I do have 129.04 as well off the daily. Guys, if you want to learn more about these levels and how we're placing them, our education center, go in there, bearbulletraders.com. You can sign up for I think it's like $19 or something. You get access to all the videos of strategies and educational stuff that we have. So take advantage of that, guys. Limited time offer. And you also get to see Andrew and Brian trade live today in our chat room. So take advantage of that. All right, next on the list is going to be two more. Let's look at our good buddy Tesla. We want to see Tesla do some stuff this morning. 3 million shares traded right now. High of the pre-market 244.25, and then towards the bottom, Love the pre-market 242.10. So right in here, 242.10. And then towards the top, we're going to have some levels as well. Again, we got the big level here around 276.61, and then another great level a little bit lower right there at 262.21. Towards the bottom, the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close. So we got a lot going on there in Tesla that we're going to be ready for. So that's probably Nvidia and Tesla today are my 2 favorites. I think depending how the market wants to end this Friday, if we start feeling a little bullish, feeling a little good, this can be a good day. 614 on QUBT is looking pretty good. QBTS is another one you can look at as well. That one's also got some great volume. So 614 have the pre-market 683, another great level on the daily, and then you have another beautiful level here as well, 792. But on these smaller price stock guys, the price action is king. Like, you really got to look at the price action, see how it's moving, where we're getting the momentum. Yes, have your levels, but understand that we might not get to 683. But if from 605 we go to 650, we're doing pretty good in a $6 stock. So don't be too hung up on these levels, especially when you can get a really big move before you get there, right? So let's see how they play out. I liked them very much this morning. All right, Peter, take us through what our team is watching today.
I see Andrew. He's been watching GV. He mentioned that, and because it did a big jump up here in the last 15 minutes or so, from $5.50 up to $8. Guys, remember this? This is a company called Visionary Holdings, and I still don't know what the hell they do. Like, I look at the last 3 articles on them. Their last 3 articles are there's last 4 articles, let's say, right? They take the lead in the new energy vehicle field, building an innovative industrial ecosystem. Their cervical cancer screening public welfare activity brings health to women. They have a battery swap solution in Hong Kong, and they just secured $1 billion in financing. They're all over the place. What is this company? Either they're doing a brilliant job of marketing, or they're terrible. Like, every time I read one of their press releases, I still don't know what the heck they do. And I remember I read one to you guys, and I'm like, there's a whole bunch of words in that. They were all words I understood, but in that sequence, they made no sense to me. So, anyways, look, they're in play. They seem to be doing a good marketing job. I mean, I guess if you want to trade a risky low float, then GV, check it out. Just don't try and figure out what their business is. Anyways, all right. What are our moderators actually watching? Well, let's see. They're starting to get their lists in here, and we'll start with who?
All right, Peter. We're gonna
watching.
do this. We're gonna have Andrew's gonna stick to the chat room. We're gonna continue in YouTube, but Andrew's gonna log in now to chat. So I'm gonna disconnect from the chat room here, guys, and we're gonna continue over with our good buddies on YouTube. So give me 1 second here. Okay. All right, there we go, Peter. We are good to keep going.
All right, so let's let you know on YouTube what our moderators are watching, so you maybe get some ideas for your own list. Thor's going to be watching the markets overall, and Apple. Alvy's watching the Magnificent 7 plus AMD, or the Magnificent 8. Sean is going to be watching NVIDIA and Tesla specifically. Mike also has got a limited list here. He's going to be watching NVIDIA and Tesla. Sorry, things popped up here. Andrew himself is going to be watching NVIDIA and Tesla, IonQ, PLTR, Meta, and apparently GV. Phil's going to be watching NVIDIA, PLTR, Tesla, and Apple. Have you noticed a trend yet? NVIDIA and Tesla, and it's on everybody's list, and that's all that Lenny's watching. I also have them on my list. I'm also going to be watching Apple, PLTR, and QBTS. Brian is going to be watching those 2, plus PLTR, Meta, and the SPY overall. Brendan's going to be watching NVIDIA, PLTR, and Tesla. Eamon's going to be watching AMD potentially for a momentum long if it happens. And Paris is going to be watching LI, NVIDIA. I'm surprised he's watching LI, but hopefully he gets something on it. NVIDIA, PLTR, Tesla, and XPEV. So interesting. He's going to take the risk and put a couple of those Chinese EVs on the list that haven't traded well for a while. Yeah, maybe he'll find some luck with them. So anyways, that's what our mods are watching in the Bearable chat room. If you want to sort of trade with them live, well, join as a BBT member. You can do that using the intro offer, or using that Spring 50 code. You get 50% off the Elite Annual. it's the way to go. So, all right, we've got, look at that. There's my alarm. Exactly 5 minutes to the market open. Got to get ourselves ready.
Yep, absolutely. I just thought I heard something. Okay, yeah, absolutely, Peter. Look at the SPY candle. Matthew, you want us to look at the 8 a.m. candle? Yeah, we can do that. 8 a.m. candle.
Yeah, we didn't
Let's
talk about
see
that
here.
today.
30 minutes after this. Well, you have it here, right? Here's the AM candle.
Yeah.
554, and what's the top one here? We're looking at. Actually, do we look at the 1 minute or the 5 minute? It's the 5 minute, right?
It sort of, it doesn't really matter because the 1 minute dominates, right? So,
Okay, okay.
but this is one of those rare days where the market actually went over the top side of that. So yeah, the 5 minute would
Oh
show you a
wow, look
bigger
at
top
that.
side
Yeah,
than the one. Yeah.
yeah, yep.
So, anyways, I usually look at the 1 minute chart because it's that 1 minute candle. You can see like big volume. See how it's like big wick, little body. That's sort of a typical day. But interesting that the markets Qs and SPY broke to the top side of that candle, as did some of the offerings like Tesla, for example, and Nvidia. Right, they all broke to the top side. So this could be one of those days. Remember the last couple of days that 8 a.m. candle worked really well, and it acted as almost guardrails, right, for that opening price action. On a day like today, where we pop out the top side immediately, that could mean that range is not going to be very valid, and we may be poised for a better upside, prices here once the opening bell rings. So I'll be watching for it. We'll see. I'm going to wait and see what the market tells me. I don't really have any great trades for the open here. I'm really just going to have to watch and see my rising devil, fallen angel type trades, which is what I usually take at the open. Nothing's setting up for me at this point because there was no strong news catalyst to put anything in a range I like. So have to wait and see, Carlos. Maybe we can get some good trades a little bit after.
Yeah, yep. I'm looking at Nvidia and Tesla, but I know those two can be really, really wild at the open. But we'll see. We'll see what we can get here. Let me go ahead and change our cameras. So I'll have to switch back and forth.
Apple was another good open trade yesterday. Man, anybody who took Apple short yesterday right at the open,
a lot of them, Peter, like that. Apple. You remember it was Apple, it was Nvidia. There was a few, man, that were really good. But you said they didn't give you a pullback, and that was my issue. Like they just took off and they didn't get a nice pullback on it. So here's Apple from yesterday. Nvidia. What's another one too? Actually, it was not Nvidia. It was Apple. Meta.
Look at Meta, Google,
yes.
Amazon. Yeah. I think those all sort of just dropped off the open.
I thought Amazon was up. Oh no, you're right. Down as well. Yeah, it was a very, very sure buys open for sure. So see where it goes. We're expecting Tesla to drop. Who knows, man? That's I don't know. Who knows? We will find out. One of these stocks that can go in so many different directions here.
Yeah, I don't try and guess, right? I don't assume where it's going to go.
Yeah.
The market is green right now. Obviously, a lot of the offerings that we tend to watch at the open, like Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, right? They're all green, but we've seen that before. You just have to think back a couple of days where we were all green and things still sold off. So I'll just wait. I'll let the market tell me, right? And I'm not a big momentum trader. Keep that in mind, right? So here we go. There's my 1 minute alarm. So we've got 1 minute till the market open. I said I'm not a big open trader, so I don't really jump on things as they start to move. But maybe I got to change those stripes. Be part of the revolution.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's make you an opening range trader.
Yeah. All right.
I'm in.
Let's see what we get. I don't know. It's just not my thing. It's never been. I've usually lost money when I've tried to do that. All right. 20 seconds until the market open.
Yeah, here we go. Apple is, I'm sorry, not to Apple, Tesla is trying to push above the pre-market highs right now. That 247.45, making a new high, so that's good.
Ding, ding, ding. There's the opening bell.
Here we go.
All right. Let's see what we get.
All right, got my eyes on Tesla right now. Again, my strategy, guys, usually wait 5 minutes, so you won't see me take anything until 5 minutes after the market open. I want to see kind of things settle down, get a couple of candles to kind of build a story of what the price action is doing, right? So good luck out there, guys. No FOMO. Let's wait for our setups.
Yeah.
NVIDIA dropping. Big drop on QUBT. Well, not big drop, down to 580 and getting a nice bounce now. Volume starting to come in here. It's not trading great though. See, look at Rigetti. Now Rigetti's trading great. That one is really see a difference in volume. Rigetti gets it at the market open. They just get more volume, yeah.
Tesla. Back at the highs here. Can NVIDIA do it?
Rigetti pushing. Okay, looking over in our chat, I see Andrew's in. Doing some stuff here. He got in a minute or so ago on NVIDIA. Man, look at Rigetti. Wow. Anybody trading that? Anybody trading that? This heart attack ticker? I call it heart attack ticker, man. You gotta be very, very careful. But it's rocking here, man. It's looking really, really strong. QUBT trying to follow suit as well, but Rigetti is on it right now. It is gone.
I took a small trade on NVIDIA trying to get this pop to high of day. We've got high. Oh, it just ticked on that. Here we go. 19. So we can get over 1920. There we go. There we go. Taking a little partial here.
Nice, Peter. We gotta get you on Zoom to share your screen. We gotta do that, like we do with Avi and in Paris.
Just give me. Well, I mean, I can share a screen in place of my camera,
but that's what I'm saying. Zoom allows you to do both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you're gonna be doing this live thing, it would be nice. We'll see, but we won't do it today. We'll do it after hours, of course. All right. NVIDIA's looking good here. Why is the market green big time? I think it's just a sell-off. I mean, some people think this is an overall, the sell-off that we had recently was this overall correction and that this is good for the market. You can't just go up and up and up, right? So there's been comments like that. This is not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
You just don't want it to keep going, right, Peter? You don't want it to just kind of keep going and never bounce. So who knows, man? So many different things to consider. And I think nobody, no matter how good they are, really know the answer of what the market is, because it's just everybody's emotions and sentiment. And I don't know. I think you never got a real answer of what takes place. Unless you have something like the pandemic, then, yeah, of course, that everybody knows the reason why, right? So.
Took another partial on NVIDIA.
Nice. Oh, NVIDIA was the trade. Here. Very nice, guys. Andrew took this trade as well earlier. Actually, he got in on the first minute. He got long NVIDIA, taking some parcels already, just like you here. So good job, guys. Hopefully in chat and over on YouTube, hopefully you guys took NVIDIA. I don't think anybody took Rigetti because nobody's responded to that, and I get it. Oh no, you did. You long. I bought 16 Rigetti calls end of day yesterday. Okay. Keys took Rigetti as well. Very nice, guys. Awesome. All right, let's see here. All right, so we're coming up on a 5 minute. So I'm looking for something that looks nice for a 5 minute ORB. Tesla has ran too much already. I'm sorry, not Tesla. NVIDIA has ran too much, so I'm not going to chase that unless we get a pullback here. our good buddy Baba feeling some weakness. Baba could be a good short. I like Baba for a short. And I think we already got our pullback. So if I jump in on this, it has to be right now. So let's do that. I'm short Baba. Yeah, because the pullback
Okay.
was right up here. This, you know, and you missed that, but it's doing lower lows. I think it might try to head towards the low of the day, which is right here at 140.02. So you get a breakdown. We'll love to get to 139.30 on this. So let's see how this does. The Qs are not helping us, that's for sure. Qs are pushing higher here.
Well, that's good for me.
Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah, yeah. Can the Qs push up and push Baba down? Can we both make a good trade here?
Yeah, that would be fine. I'm okay with that. All right. Happy with this trade on NVIDIA. Happy I took a partial where I did, because it's was definitely hesitating here for a couple of minutes. See if we can get over 120. It looks like we're heading there now. A whole bunch of orders. Looks like a lot of volume sitting at 120. So if we pop through that, I'll take another partial.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to get filled over 120 because it might not stay there for very long. In fact, we got to 119.97 and it got pushed back down.
Andrew's still in it as well. Andrew is still in NVIDIA. I can't hear what Brian is doing, but Andrew's in NVIDIA. He's looking to break higher. Might be one and done for Andrew, man. He got in really early. All right, I'm watching Baba on the other screen, but I'm watching NVIDIA here. Baba wants to drop. Looks like, I don't know. We'll see. I like this setup here. If we can get to 139, we'll take a partial.
I love it. NVIDIA's playing hard to get. Oh, there we go. There we go. So I took that partial.
Yep.
Got filled at 120.14. So that's good.
Here is here's Andrew's trade, guys. I want to show you this. So here's the trade. He just sent me a screenshot. Look at this right here. Look how early he got in on this thing. Very, very nice. Added on the way up, higher highs, higher lows. Just beautiful, beautiful, man. Partial. Are you sending me yours as well? I want to see how you.
I just posted it in the chat room there.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up. 1 second. Let me go over here. Chat room. Yeah, see that. Where's the shift click? There we go. And Peter. Yeah, nice, man. Let's see that. Yep. Awesome trading. So you got in on his ad, I think. You guys had the same idea.
That's where Andrew added. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I waited till it looked like it was about to break before I got in. So just under 119.
Yeah, very nice, guys. All right, so far, a good day. I still like my Baba short, even though it's going up against me a little bit. VWAP is my stop, but I still like it here. Hopefully we can get a drop and get to the low of the day. Would be nice. What else is out there? We have, oh, look at Tesla's drop. Tesla's not having fun. Glenn, no. Same size as Andrew? No way, man. Well, Andrew no. Oh, no.
Andrew takes crazy sizes. Like he's literally taking tens of thousands of shares. Like
it's wild, man.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah, he's taking multi-million-dollar positions every time he trades. So
yeah, that is not normal. That's not normal. Yeah, it's not normal, my friends. GV's tanking. Yeah. Oof. See, this is why I don't trade this stuff, man. You lose too much money. Can't say that if you're short, but it's too risky. It's just way too risky. You can't read the price action or something like this, you know. That's my problem. I'm looking at Baba on mother screen as well. Might be getting stopped out on this. Yeah, I gotta
See,
get out of
GV,
Baba.
yeah,
Yep.
dropped, got halted. Ugh,
All right, so stopped out on Baba here, and then let me do something.
this live trading's not been treating you well, Carlos.
You know what? I gotta get set up properly. With the new style, I have way too much like things that are not on hotkeys yet, but it will be much better over the weekend. I'm gonna get set up pretty nicely, and also like my screens are not ideal. I only have one other chart, so we'll fix it. I think that's part of it as well. Once I get comfortable with the new setup, it'll be better. Like right now, I'm trying to get my camera in here with you, so I don't have to flip back and forth. So things like that will
Right.
it's an adjustment period. And although I want to think, hey, I can trade and do it at the same time, guess what? Maybe you can, because you're not focusing as much as you need to and being relaxed.
Right.
Just being honest, right? So,
Yeah.
but
Well, glad I took that partial where I did on Nvidia because yeah, it did not hold 120 for long. We'll see if this is just a pullback and it can continue. But
yeah,
Tesla up and down here. Apple's holding.
okay, here we go. All right, now we got you there, nice.
Hey, there I am.
Yeah, we're gonna cut you out. Yeah, crop you there. Okay, awesome. See, like things like this, I should have them set already. But with the new change, we'll get that. Oh, nicely done. All right. All right, what else we have, guys? Still early, guys. So should be some good opportunities out there. Nvidia, man, was the trade of the morning so far. Nice engulfing pattern on the 5-minute. Trying to drop back to VWAP. Oh, look at Tesla. Tesla is really, really nice. Tesla's doing good. Well, not doing good, but definitely getting a lot of weakness. This almost looks news related right now. Just the way it's dropping, but not really. Because everything else is not. It's looking good. Look at Baba. Baba is going long. What are you doing this to me? You're going higher. It looks like a good long, but I don't want to jump in. It's just but closing above the VWAP like this looks really nice. But I don't. Volume is so low though. I don't think I can trust it. Yeah, no, we'll leave that alone. How about our good buddy PLTR? Good morning as well. Nice 5-minute RB breakout. Could be interesting. Are you still in NVIDIA, Peter?
Yep. Still hanging in there. In fact, I should have probably added to this VWAP bounce since my average price is well below VWAP. I did not, but maybe I'll add in now just to see if it's going to go higher or not. Take the risk. See if I can get another pullback.
SPY's pushing higher, so it should help. Okay, very good. Apple consolidating. Let's take a look. Yeah, we start to get that sideways action now, right? Maybe some bull flag setting up here, some pullback, some 9 EMA holding. If we're going to continue long, Tesla had other plans, as you can see here. Tesla Made a new low of the day. I mean, just the weakness sentiment continues on this thing. But Apple, you mentioned the ABCD pattern. Yeah, clearly got some good stuff here, man. ABC.
There you
There's a
go. Market's going
consolidation,
higher. Come on,
and it
markets.
looks to be breaking out here. Have I ever tried the two candle close theory? I'm not sure what that is. We need to get some information on that. The two candle close theories. Rigetti looks like it wants 10 again. Nvidia doing some stuff. QBT, yeah, QBTS. This is, oh wow, wow. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, QBTS is, that's a beautiful breakout. We're up 22% on this position for the day. That is pretty good. I should close this out. See, you could trade small. This is a $2,000 trade, Peter. It's up $1,000 on QBTS. It's not bad.
Yeah.
You know, you don't gotta swing for the fences every time. That is a great return. Where the gaps are not filling anymore? Which gaps? Which gaps you're talking about? On these specific stock, James, to pull it up for you. If Baba had more volume today, it would be nice, but it's not. Doesn't have great volume. QBT, RGTI. So I don't see any opportunities for breakouts here as far as 5-minute ORBs. Everything is somewhat gone. RGTI might re-enter. RG. I'm always concerned of getting into these stocks. Like right here, this is not a place where I can get in on a stock like this. I'm just concerned you're going to get the pullback. But again, I've seen people jump in. Andrew does this all the time. He'll jump in here for the breakout and get to like 1050, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's just I don't have a strategy for it. But if quantum is going to be hot today, and there's a lot of orders on the ask here, so looks long.
Well, I've added twice now to this Nvidia trade, so we'll see if it goes higher.
Okay. Andrew's done the same, so Andrew's feeling bullish on this one too. He's added a couple of times here for the move up.
I saw orders building on the ask, which gave me a little confidence. I mean, now unfortunately my break even is above the VWAP, so if it does pull back, I'm going to get stopped out. I'm not going to let this go red on me, but so it's got to get moving, or I'm going to be out. That's all right. I'm not usually taking big momentum trades right at the open, so I'm okay with.
Yeah.
If it gets stopped, so be it.
Babis, Messi, Tesla. Yeah. So the question is, what strategy do I trade? Right. So my favorite strategy is the 5-minute ORB. That's what I look for. But I like breakout trades. Like, for example, like Tesla here, if we get a pullback and we get some weakness down to the low of the day, and it looks good, like it starts forming some kind of a pattern, either ABCD or even a 5-minute RB breakdown, which is over here, I'll take something like that towards the low of the day, which is at 242. So it depends, It depends. But the 5-minute RB is what I look for. Right now, I don't see many. Like Baba will be a good long for a 5-minute RB too, because this is your range in the 5-minute RB. If you could see it, it's right over here. And then this one down here, right? So could be good long. It's just the volume doesn't seem to be there. So I don't want to jump in and get stuck on something that has not great volume. But, you know.
Come on, NVIDIA. Back over 120. Let's go.
Oh, let's go, Peter. Yes, yes.
There we go. Need a new high of day here.
Yep.
120.50. Okay, so we got 120. So that's step one.
NVIDIA rocking. Oh, RGTI. Man, oh, man.
Yeah, RGTI is still going up, eh?
Yeah, it's still. Quantum is heavily in play. How about IonQ?
I like the ladder here on NVIDIA. It's looking good.
Yeah, it's a good push up. And Andrew's still in that as well, so that's nice. You're in it. I think many people in the chat and also here on YouTube are in it.
There we go. Okay, 120.50, taking some off. Beauty. Man. Beauty.
That is nice. So many people trading this one. That's awesome. Good job, Peter. Great trade, man. And you got in early, so you had some pretty good cushion on this to survive that pullback. Like,
well, I've added now, which moves my average.
Well,
yeah,
bit, but originally you had a great entry, man. It's nice. Saludos desde Argentina. Bienvenido, amigo. Bienvenido. Welcome. Tesla. Do I want to go short Tesla again today? I feel like we should revenge trade it on a Friday. I'm completely kidding, guys. Don't don't follow me. But I do like it as a short here. It just seems so weak. You know what? Tesla is gonna mess me up because I am short buy on Tesla, at least for the short term period. I think there's a lot of pain left on Tesla before we start seeing some good moves higher.
Right.
Got short at 250. Man, beast trade if you're still in it. Great job, $7 move already. Tesla. Yeah, consumer sentiment at 10, right, Peter? Let me check the.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
probably
making
not
a big?
Going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, not likely to be a big market impact, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you know if it does anything interesting.
Yeah. The thing that's all over the news. I mean, our government does some funny things, man. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. This crap with what is it with the government shutdown? I mean, it's the same song and dance every single time with the government shutdown. It's due today, right?
So I think that.
It's all the time, Peter. It's back and forth.
Government shutdown?
Yeah, it's another one. It's like every time. It's unbelievable. No matter what the party is, it just can't figure out how to avoid this getting to the point where it's the government shutdown potentially to happen. But it never happens. It never happens. You know, they always sign an extension, but they get everybody fired up. You know, through the last like 5, 6, 7 years. And it was funny. There was a politician. And I forget what side she's on, but she's like, hey, I've been here 5 years, and we have had, I forget the number she had of potential government shutdowns. She's like, but every time we come to an agreement. Just kind of like making fun of it.
I thought it was usually
the guy that cried wolf.
Budget pressures? Yeah, it's usually budget.
Yeah, it's usually budget stuff, yeah. Yep. So. DEF, but how long that lasted, right? It was like, it didn't even last that long. It's just such a joke, man. Just figure it out. we're paying you. Just figure it out. RGTI going higher. Baba trying to slow grind here. What is Tesla up to? Nice pullback on Tesla. I see Andrew looking at Meta. He's not in it, but he's looking at Meta, looking weak. Oh, where's my Telegram? Here we go. Okay. All right. I like Tesla for sure here to get back to the low of the day. If we're gonna build a trend, right? If we're gonna be a short trend, this will be the pullback here. So I would like this. This did well. Yes, on the second trade we took, we had a nice short on it. Not the first one. INTC hitting the previous low. Oh, what is INTC up to with their new? They got a new CEO, right? I believe. Was it them? I don't want to confuse the company. It's messy, man. It's so messy here. Let's see.
Wow. This
you
I
looking at?
look at
NVIDIA?
just let me share an update on my trade.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting in this, but where can I put it? In the chat room? Is it?
Yeah, throw in the chat. I could pick it up from there, or sentiment Telegram. Either one works. This is your NVIDIA trade.
We'll put it in. Yeah, it's just I got that partial right at the top of the candle.
Hold on, let me
It's
pull it up
actually
here.
pretty good. Looks like I'm not alone though. Brendan looks like he partialed right at the same spot. So we have a lot of trades that look very similar. Like look, Brendan just posted a picture of his trade. It looks almost identical to mine.
Yeah, yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. Pretty nice. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people took that trade, man. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. So thank you for that. Right now, sitting at 187. It's a little bit low for a Friday. So just reminding you, if you haven't done it already, I know I forget to do it sometimes when I watch other videos. In fact, I haven't even done it for this video, so let me hit it now. There we go, 210.
There you go.
How can you do that, man? How can you be asking for something and you yourself haven't done it? That is just not right. Apologies. All right.
Look at that. Zen Trader in the room is saying thank you for calling out PLTR this morning. Well, I think that's both Carlos and I that were talking about it. So it says it made his week. So that's awesome.
Oh, that's great to hear, man. That's awesome.
Wow. I mean, it did have a great move.
Yeah. Okay. FOMO is definitely at all-time high for me right now.
I can imagine.
It is because I said it. Here's the entry, and look, we're down on Tesla where I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
But I didn't jump in.
It's especially tough when it feels like everybody's in a decent trade and you're just sitting there.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, Rigetti. All the quantum stuff is pulling back a little bit. POTR pulling back as well. QBTS coming back here. What about American Airlines? So what's that up to? I'm waiting for $10, Peter, to get on this. You should jump in with me. Let's buy a couple of shares long term. We'll see how that goes. There's an aircraft that caught fire. But it's like, what's happening, Peter? And I don't know if I should say this because it's a sore topic, but we're getting so like accustomed to things happening that then it becomes
Right.
bigger news, man. Like I'm gonna remind you of
Yeah.
something that hasn't happened in a while. Knock on wood, man. And I hope it doesn't happen. But remember these school shootings?
Oh yeah.
They haven't happened
Oh
in a
jeez.
while. But it was getting to the point,
Well,
Peter, where you wake
have
up in
they,
the
or are we
morning.
just not talking about them?
No, in the U.S. at least we haven't seen any recently, right? Um, but man, we got so used to a point where they're happening so often that in the morning when that first happened, the big one, I looked on my phone and I was like, "Holy cow!" Oh, hold on a second. We'll talk about this in a second. We got numbers out right now. Spies reacting. Um, let's see
Yeah.
here.
So the consumer sentiment came out lower than
Yep.
expected. So 63.1, 63.2 is the expected number. Came out at 57.9. Now this is a relative scale, so keep in mind this is just sort of an analysis of sentiment. The fact that it's lower than anticipated and lower than it has been in the last little while is interesting. Probably not a surprise, right? You would expect sentiment to be lower, but look at the market react. I'm really surprised by this. I got stopped out, by the way, of my Nvidia trade as a result
Mm-hmm.
of that. So that's why I put those automatic stops in there. But uh, anyways, again, this is just a relative scale, but this is the lowest it's been on a rating in the last since this time. Well, a little over a year ago. Actually, it would have been looks like August 2023 is the last time the reading was this low. So, in terms of consumer sentiment, so take that for what it's worth. But that's your economic data for this morning. It said the market actually reacted really heavily to that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yep.
unfortunately, it said stopped me out of my trade, but yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Look at the drop on the spy here. So let's see how what it does. If it's going to recover or continue lower. Um, if this is good news, or are we at good news is bad news? I can't tell sometimes. Um, let's see here. So some of the stuff pulling back a little bit. Um, Tesla. Wow. Tesla. Man, oh man. Tesla dropped to my short go. Nice. Yeah, that was a weird jump on the spot. Like if you look at the candle itself, look how Ricardo said I never seen the jump like that in the spot. Yeah, like look at the jump, right? So it went from here, it's just kind of like just opened up here. It's weird, but it could happen, right? For 10 o'clock, you get that jump like that. But yeah, it's you don't see that quite
Yeah.
often unless something gets halted. Like you don't see this type of print, right? Um, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. On the 1 minute, it looks very interesting. All right, spies recovering here. Um, what what level is this on Tesla? What are we bouncing off? This is the low of the pre-market we put here. Yeah, it looks like low of the pre-market. All right. Nvidia. So choppy on Baba. He's this candle looks good though. Trying to break out of the 5 minute range, which has been stuck in for the last half hour. All right, maybe I'll go long Baba. 5 minute ORB towards the top. These last couple of candles have been pretty clean. Volume is a little bit higher in the 5 minute. Why not? Let's do it. Baba long. Why not? It's Friday. So I'm taking this guys a 5 minute ORB. Again, you can take a 5 minute ORB up to an hour. I talk about this on my onboarding class, right? So up to an hour, you can take up a 5 minute ORB. After an hour, they're not as clean, but you can do that up to an hour. So let's see if we can get the breakout here on this one. I like this last 5 minute candle, the way it closed. Looks very bullish. So I'm hoping we can hold here, hopefully above the view up and push towards that 242, which is the high of the pre-market. So let's see. My concern is here volume, man. Volume has been so bad on this thing, but I think it has potential. My good buddy Baba, let's see if it brings it home for us today. Anybody know what's the driving force of the drop? It worked in my favor, but not sure what the news was. It was the numbers, Jesse. The numbers Peter just
consumer
just
sentiment.
released. Yeah, exactly right. So these numbers here is what caused that drop, right? And that spike in volume. So usually algos react, and then you get traders doing stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
People start analyzing and say, okay, this is good news. We should go long. We should get out of these trades. There's just something that takes place. But usually all that fast trading like that's probably just algos, right? For the most part.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. Which is why you often see it slowly move back, right? As they say, okay, well, the algos pushed it down, but the price is moving back to where they had wanted it to be, right? They being the market makers and the deep pockets. So.
Yeah.
So for them, it's just a buying opportunity, and they get to push it back up. So it's a shame I got stopped out of my trade, because if I'd still been in it, I could have added actually it down there, and look at this, ridden it back up. So.
Yep. CPOTR is pushing back towards the high of the day. Everything is green on my list today. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is green.
So far.
What do you use as economic events as they come out? We have Benzinga. So part of your membership, and I'll show you the chat room, right? I'll give you an inside look of what's going on over there. Let me see if I can do this properly. All right, so this is live right now in chat. So you got Andrew and Brian trading, and just looking at POTR. I don't see him in it right now, but he's just looking at it. You can click up here, and you can get Brian's book map. He usually has it up here on the stocks, and I probably bet it's on Tesla, because he loves Tesla. So he's looking at that. But right up here, Benzinga. This is a pretty cool feature we have. It's part of your membership. You come in here, and you can look at the news. So we search it here for the most part. It will give you the numbers, like where's the SPY? SPY right here. There it is. Consumer sentiment. So you'll get the numbers right on. They look 1001. That's pretty good. And then you also have Squawk. So if you click on this, you have our buddy Charlie on here, and he'll mention these numbers as well. Like he'll break out news. So again, try it out. $20, I guess you in here, gets you all of this. This feature alone, this Benzinga stuff alone, is worth like $100 a month. So it's worth it, guys. Definitely is. You're gonna get a lot of value, that's for sure. Hopefully that helped answer that question. Jonathan, we had to get off. We had to make a change on YouTube. That's why you're not seeing Andrew and Brian. Andrew might come on later. He's able to do a recap and talk about what he did, but we just had to make this change. Unfortunately, it's not permanent. We'll see how it goes. $20 is the intro membership that gets you in for a limited time in the chat room to get access to everything, plus the education center, so you can take advantage of it. Okay.
Tesla lower. That AAOI we looked at this morning dropped off the open, and
what's the ticker again?
AAOI. Yeah. AAOI. That's the one that Amazon had invested in. It was gapping up like 50% this morning. Just dropped off the open.
Yep. Man, it's still up 34%. My goodness.
Yeah.
What's the daily look like on this thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure the daily is much help because
No, yeah,
it's
I'm
way
just
up
seeing
above.
how it looks. Yeah, yeah, but it's
Actually, surprisingly, this thing was $45 just in December. So
oh man. There's so many ways to make money in this market, guys. Keep your yeah, there is. So it's like if day trading is probably one of it's funny. Day trading is probably one of the most difficult ways to make money in the market, right? But it's the way to make a lot of it compared to long-term stuff and whatever. But there's so many different ways, man. Do day trading, try swing trading, try all these bunch of things and see which one sticks. But there's so many ways to skin this cat here. But yeah, day trade. I started with day trading. It has really opened up my mind to other things that you can do, man, that are just awesome. So the market is just amazing. It really is. Um, so put the time in to learn it. It is incredible, man. All right, I'm still in Baba. I'm looking at that, but also searching for other opportunities if we can't find some on this beautiful Friday. Yeah, there's Baba. It's just struggling, having a hard time to break out. QUBT up 17% after a nice run. RGTI doing some stuff, and then QBTS up 25%. My hands are freezing here, Peter, today.
are they?
Oh, I'm
I was really
freezing.
cold yesterday. Today,
Yeah.
today I'm doing much better. So
So this is what I did, right? I turned off the heat because yesterday when the computers were running, these computers, the minute they get over a certain temperature, it starts throwing heat like crazy. So I'm like, you know what? Let me keep the heat low. And today it hasn't gotten as warm as it did yesterday morning. So I'm like, where's the heat come? It hasn't come on yet, and it's just freezing.
you need
But
you need you need that room temperature quantum computer.
yes, indeed. Yes, sir. Do I prefer swing trading over day trading? No, day trading is a lot of fun, man. Um, I am a better swing trader because I could just hold forever. I only like going long on swing trades, by the way. I don't go short. And I only buy stocks that I think there are value. So I'm not swing trading like for a couple of days. I'm swing trading for weeks or months, right? So my win rate is a lot better there for sure. Because I'll just hold it until it comes back. But I don't go on leverage though, right? See, that's the thing. I don't go on margins. I don't go on leverage. Like if I buy American Airlines, I buy just all cash. I'm not taking buying power because then it allows me to hold. There's no pressure. You can hold through the bad times, right? Once you're leveraged and you start actually digging into, more money than you should, that's when you start getting into trouble. So I'll make less, but I sleep at night very, very peacefully with my swing trades are down. So that's very important. Like right now, QUBTS, I'm in this one. We're up almost $800, 900. I might close this out and buy it again because I think it's gonna come back down to $5. So I should close it out, and then when it comes down, then instead of buying 2,000, we'll buy 3,000. So and watch it come back up again. So we'll see. Here's but I'm not a swing trading expert. Brian is. Get Brian's book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. He's really good at it. Learned a lot from him. So make sure you pick that up. So it's gonna help you a ton. All right, so here's Bob. If it comes back below the VWAP, I'm out of it. I think it's gonna go sideways on me for a while. I was very patient on Tesla yesterday. When Avi and Paris came on, Peter, and it
Oh
actually
yeah,
paid
right.
off, man. I was ready to hop
Oh,
off because when
good.
we got off, at 11, I was
Yeah,
tired. I'm like, let's
I
just
remember.
close it. But man, I stuck around and it actually paid off pretty nice. So I'm glad I
That's
did.
good.
Yeah. Tesla is such a great stock. My goodness. T-Man, I miss Brian. T-Man is in the chat is saying that he misses Brian. I miss Brian. All right. Me and Peter both miss Brian and Andrew
That's
being
fine.
on here on
Yeah.
YouTube. But we have to make this change. It's not by choice. We gotta do what we gotta do. All right. But yes, I miss those guys on here. So I am with you. Um, So trust me, we don't take offense if you prefer Brian and Andrew for your trading style. I completely get it. We all have people that we like the trading style over another one. That's normal. That's normal. And, we just can't get upset about that. Like politics, right? Some people like right, some people left. Just can't get upset about that. We got choices. Keep it happy and friendly,
That's
and
that's
everything
very
works
zen
out.
of you, because people get very upset about politics.
I know it's polarizing, man. The conversation. So in my family, as we see Tesla bouncing back here at 241. Anybody looking for a reverse on Tesla? It looks like a double bottom on the 1 minute, but I don't trust the 1 minute. I don't trust it as much as like a 5 minute, right? Um, VWAP, I'll be out of BABA,
U.S.
guys. Forgets to
I
VWAP.
find U.S. politics are fascinating to me because they're
Yeah,
so
yeah,
polarizing, and I just stay out of it. I try my best to stay out of it, but because I mean, I just find Canadian politics aren't as polarizing. I think sometimes it's hard to distinguish our parties one from the other, and it's
yeah,
often,
yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
But let me ask you, so
it's just different.
your prime minister, did he just get kicked out or something? I saw an article like he got kicked out because
He,
they don't want him talking no more because he's leaving.
Yeah, so Canadian politics, yeah, the way it works is a little different. So officially, what happens is you actually elect a party into power, and it's the leader of the party becomes the prime minister. So obviously the person, there's a person who they put a face on the front of it who's campaigning, but the reality is you elect the party. And actually our politics roll up. So like when I vote, I don't actually get to vote for the prime minister. I actually vote for
Oh,
my local party leader, and then
mm-hmm.
that vote rolls up to the national level. So
So wait a
so
minute. So I
when
mean,
so
make sure I get this
basically
right. So let's
yeah.
say you have John Doe who is from your party. You don't vote for him. You vote for your local guy, and then he votes for the person he wants.
No, he doesn't vote. My vote counts toward. So if I vote for the local guy, they can't. But whoever's party the local guy is for, that's the party I'm voting for nationally.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's similar to what we
So
have here
it rolls.
with the votes. Yeah, a little similar. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it rolls up that way. Anyways, but because the distinct difference or the importance is that the because we vote a party into power. So in this case, basically within his party, Trudeau received a vote of non-confidence. So they elected to replace him as party leader. So the new party leader becomes the de facto prime minister just by being the party leader.
Mm,
So we
mm,
don't actually have to vote a new president. So it's not like it defaults to like we don't have a vice president type role.
right.
The party gets to decide. So we actually have a prime minister who we didn't vote for right now officially
Yeah, yeah.
because but anyways, it's a British. It's taken from a more British style of
Right.
parliamentary management or governance. So,
Yeah, man. Here
but we do have a
it's so
we have
different here,
competitor.
man. I can't
Yeah.
remember politics being such a sensitive like I'm sure it was, but maybe I was not as such involved as before when I was younger. But yeah, like in my family now, there's people on both sides, and and thankfully we could sit down at a table. Thanksgiving was great, by the way. We had an
Yeah.
awesome Thanksgiving. We can sit down at the table, have our different views, and we can still go out and have beers with no problem, right? So, but it takes a lot to do that because I've seen families tear each other apart over this stuff, man. It's just crazy. Like can't have that. So this is why us here on chat, we if families can't get along, we have no chance. So that's what we say. Just keep it friendly because we have no shot of being able for me to tell you my view and you tell me your
I
view and not get angry. If blood can't
yeah
do it, we can't do it. And it's sad
yeah.
because you should be able to do that. You know.
I used to use the in the corporate world. Worked for a company with 100,000 employees, and everybody. There's always like arguments and infighting in a company, and people get frustrated. I'm like, look, the divorce rate in North America, Canada, and the U.S. is about 50% these days. So
Yeah.
if in half the cases, in 50% of the cases, two people can't get along, how do you expect 100,000 of us to get along? So
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
thing applies to the chat room, right? I mean, there's thousands of us here, so unfortunately, it's just inevitable, right?
Yeah.
It's, but
Well, this problem will go
they
away
like
when The Canadian problem for you, though, Peter, will go away when you guys become the 51 state, right, in the U.S.
Well, then we'll just have the U.S. polarized politics to deal with, right? We can then embody it for ourselves. Well, maybe or
Yeah.
maybe not, because will we be a 51st state? Like, isn't Puerto Rico the 51st state? Like, do we become more or less than Puerto Rico? Like, will we have the right to vote? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's not gonna happen.
no, it's not.
Um, yeah,
There are already people saying like, I will fight to the death before that happens. So yeah,
yeah.
it,
I'm
it
just
would
I'm
it
just
would be
starting.
ugly.
I'm just starting
Yeah,
problems.
just creating problems. Just
But
creating
you know what? Is
problems. Anyways,
I like to find the joke in everything, and that gets me into trouble. And both sides. I don't care whether Republican or not. I like to find the joke, and people just they're serious about. I get it. One thing we do we have in common, right? Both parties have in common is that they love America and they want the best for it, and that's what we got to kind of hold on to. Hey, we have this in common.
yeah,
We might want to do it different ways. But the goal, we have the same goal here, right? To make this country what we want
that
it to be, you know? Um,
yeah, that should be surfaced regularly, and people should remember that because absolutely right. You may have difference of opinion on how it should be done, but you're right. That objective, I think, is the same for
yeah,
almost anybody. So,
yeah, yeah. Agreed, agreed.
anyways. All right. Well, I'm
CNBC,
well
what's
out of
going on with
Nvidia.
CNBC? Raphael, what's going on with CNBC? You seen something we need to know about? Let us know. Baba, oh, Baba, gotta jump out, Baba. All right, 2 stop outs for me today. Both on Baba, by the way, so not great. Oh, did I just add? Oh my
Borica
goodness.
Trader, you're sounding like a spouse. It's okay to disagree as long as we agree that I'm right. That's usually the rules.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I just hit the wrong button. I added. I messed up here. Okay. Um.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The right thing is to
Oh,
get
I
out.
see. Yeah, yeah. I see on your
Yeah,
Baba
I
trade.
messed
You.
up. I did it too fast. I messed up. I'm just gonna get out. I don't care if it
Uh-oh.
goes up from here. We'll get out. We'll get out. That's the right thing to do.
Mm.
You start thinking like, oh man, new average is here. Should we wait?
Yeah,
And just get
maybe I
out.
should hold
Yeah.
on. Well, see, there you go.
Um,
See,
I've done
you
that
made a right
before.
decision.
Yeah, yeah. Done that before you get burned. Um, so yeah, just get out of the trade. If we like it, we can always get back in it. We'll just
Mm.
jump out. All right, we're getting to sideways territory. Look at Tesla sideways at the moment. Baba's moving, but not in the directions I wanted to, obviously. QBTS, RGTI. Is that here? It is here. PLTR. PLTR is looking nice. Neither party likes America. All established politicals loved it. Yeah, politics. Listen, man. Politics. There's so much corruption in politics from all parties. Doesn't really matter, but not everybody, right? But there's a lot of people that in my country too. My country is, oh my goodness, there's so much, even worse than here. Like this is nothing compared to what happens in my country. It is
Yeah.
unbelievable, man, how corrupt these people are. So, but yeah.
Oh man, MP, you're just trying to create problems with that statement now.
Yeah, I don't agree with the no party likes America. I don't agree with that, but I do agree there's a lot of uh, um, uh, you know, fraud and
I'm
this and
I'm
that.
in I'm in Ottawa or just outside of Ottawa, so one of the suburbs.
Yep, yep, yep.
It
Man,
you know I just it would I don't know. It would not be easy to do. I can't see Canada ever becoming part of the U.S. I mean, personally, I have to admit, like I love the U.S. generally. I love to travel. I there's no I have no problem with the U.S. But do I want to be American? For me, absolutely not. Absolutely, 100% not.
too much
If
drama for you,
nothing
Peter.
else, well, it's you know what the one thing, frankly, that I've just come so used to in my life, and I will make this statement all the time. Again, I hope I don't get old people upset now, but is that I will never go bankrupt by getting sick. So whether you like it or not, I cannot understand. Like, I just can't wrap my head around the fact that people lose their entire life savings, their retirement savings, because they got a cancer diagnosis, and they have to spend all their money to fight cancer for their spouse. And I'm like, our medical system is not great in Canada. We've got lots of problems with it, but it's not horrible. It's not third world country, but it's not what everybody wants it to be. But the government pays for that. If I get cancer, I can get treatment, and I'm not like, I don't lose my retirement as a result of that. I just can't get my head around the fact that I would ever have to worry about that. Like, it just I can't handle it. I just can't handle it. So,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah, I get you, man.
The stress would like drive me crazy, but anyways.
What we got going on? Nvidia's trying to push higher here.
So yeah. I mean, and everybody's making the argument now. Anyways, we don't need to get into all that. But you're right. I mean, hey, look, I'm not saying I don't pay for it. Like, my taxes are very high, and I pay a huge tax rate, and there's all that stuff. But it's you got to take the good with the bad. I said I've never understood the U.S. I mean, I think everybody. Well, maybe not. Whenever I say I think everybody can agree, that's usually when people get really, really angry at me. But I mean, it's unfortunate that the U.S. medical system is one that has the highest cost per capita in the world, and is still as inefficient as it is. How would I put it that way?
It's because, man, somebody's making a buck. Somebody's
Well,
making.
there's a lot of big companies making a lot of money
Yeah.
off of the system.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. It's just crazy. You guys see the way these companies wine and dine these doctors. So my sister-in-law's a doctor. You gotta see what they do to these doctors. Hey, wine and dine every other like month, and not we're not talking about Cheesecake Factory here. We're talking about wine and dine, and yeah,
Yeah, I
and
like the
sometimes
Cheesecake Factory.
she gets to invite other people, and I'm just like, okay, what is going on here? I've gotten to the wrong field.
Yeah.
And it's all like, hey, if you
Well,
use this prescription, if you give out this prescription, we'll invite you next time. So it could be so bad here. Uh,
Nvidia's really moving sideways here. I'm looking at look how it's bouncing now in a range, right? We sort of set a top side and bottom side to this range, and it's really, we'll see what happens over the next little while. But it's Friday. Don't forget that this is often what happens on Friday. We get stuck. Now,
yeah,
not everything is. Apple's just hanging on to green here. Excuse me, but it's just above yesterday's close. Tesla's
yeah,
also sort of in a range here, just on the green side, but we'll see what they do.
yeah, yeah. I am.
I'm looking. See, like I told you guys before, this is when my prime strategies really start to take off. So this is the opportunity for them to trade, but I need things to be sort of at extreme levels. So Apple is a potential candidate. Um, I've only got Apple. Really, maybe Tesla. It's got to do something more interesting. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I need some moves for my Mountain Pass to set up here. I don't know. It's Friday. Very rarely do I get really good Mountain Pass trades or big movement trades on Fridays, because things just sort of level out. So maybe it's a good thing I got this Nvidia trade,
yeah, yeah.
because that really gave me that early win. Not a huge win, but hey, green is green, as we like to say.
Yes, green is green. I'm not green today, unfortunately. But look at this. I'm so glad I got out and didn't let I got a new average take my money here. Got out and look at VOWS just dropping some more.
Yep.
And even Tesla, like it's setting up like it looks like it wants to hold here, but it's just sideways. So this is where I find reversal so difficult to trade, because it's like, unless you have a very clear pattern like this 5 minute. Do I got the 5 minute up? This 5 minute looks awesome here. As it's holding. Oh, there it is. This looks great, right? But how do you know it's gonna hold? Like it's so difficult. Like this candle looked perfect. Like, I thought, oh, man, this could be a long, but then I remember, I'm not great. I'm not a great reversal trader. I'm not gonna take it. And then look, I'm glad I didn't. Look at this thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so wild. So very very difficult to trade these reversals. I
Oh,
see
That
Andrew.
was,
Hold on, Andrew. Let me unmute Andrew. I see him on. Good morning, Andrew. How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
that was quick.
Can you
Awesome,
also
man.
go
On
back into
Tesla.
the chat room? We stopped the Brian and then you go
Yeah,
back into the
Brian
chat
needs
room
to.
as well.
Yeah, if Brian can disconnect. Brian, turn off your mic and chat, and I'm gonna send it back
Yeah.
to the chat
I
room here as
muted
well.
Brian. Okay, perfect.
Ah,
Yeah.
perfect.
How are you
Okay.
guys
Yeah,
doing in chat room
I'm on.
in YouTube?
Good, man. Good.
Should be
Baba got
off.
me today, but other than that, so you guys do Nvidia, and Peter had a great Nvidia trade as well.
I
So
know.
I
Me
did. Look
too.
good,
at
man.
me
Yeah.
trading the open. Who am I?
Peter.
We were thinking
Peter,
Peter
look at
is a
you.
new man trading at the open, doing
Yeah.
live trading. I think the next stage is you're gonna divorce your wife and you're gonna go to Thailand, live like a hippie.
Uh,
I
This
say
is the
what
new.
you in March when we go for the big summit, you tell her that to her face. We'll see what happens.
I don't, I don't, I don't mess around with your wife. Your wife has no chill on
All right,
my jokes.
you go ahead, man. You go ahead. Then you just have to deal with her. So,
Yeah, she's amazing. Like I
she'll
already made a
she'll
couple of
fight
bad
you.
jokes with your wife, and she just really put me on my place.
Yes, she will.
All right. Well, congratulations. Yeah, looking for divorce, bro,
wow.
John. Uh, I think John is gonna get divorced soon with the trades that he does with Bitcoin and Tesla and stuff. I think soon he's gonna blow up everything that he has, and his wife is also divorcing. So he's gonna come with a pickup truck with Fred together like hippies. Um,
Good old Fred. Fred the dog.
um, well, yeah, with Fred. Um, I always wanted to be one of these cool guys with pickup truck and with dog and you did the whistle and the dog is coming jumping over. It's really cool. Um, all right, so what did you do, guys, in YouTube? We had a really amazing trading day on NVIDIA. A very nice opening range breakout. We did a lot of people got a really nice move on also PLTR. Avi did a really nice trade on Tesla at the open. So Brian and I came um, to answer any questions that you might have. Brian, are you on? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm on. Yep,
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Is there any
I'm on.
question from
So,
chat or YouTube? So Def is a question. If you have
yeah,
open position, the stock is just moving sideways for a while. Do you close it or you let it go? So it really depends on this is a good question. It really depends on the style of your trading. If it hasn't the original stop loss hasn't got hit, then you should stay in the trade. But sometimes, for example, if you want to do a, I don't know, opening range breakout or a reversal, and then you're expecting that trade to happen around that level and it doesn't, maybe get out of it and then reevaluate if things happening or not. Like for example, Nvidia right now is forming really a consolidation through the VWAP, and there is potentially a case for it to go long, put a stop loss below the VWAP. But if it takes like very long time and then the volatility of the day is coming down, maybe you want to get out of it. Maybe this is super choppy. So sometimes, depending on the condition and the experience of you as a trader, this is also very important. As you get more experience as a trader, you know these kind of things based on the experience.
yeah. I think for me, it depends on the context. Like for example, if I'm looking at a stock that's that's like, let's just say it's Tesla. It's been selling off. Finally, it gets some buying, comes up to the VWAP, and then it sort of stalls there. And maybe you're long and you're hoping for it to break out. But if it keeps testing the VWAP and keeps chopping sideways, my thought on that is, you've got people that are long. You're waiting. They're all waiting for the same thing. They're waiting for the breakout. And if it just doesn't happen after, say, 10 minutes, again, it's a bit of a reading the price action and experience. But if it doesn't break out, if it keeps dropping sideways, that to me, that's always a good setup for a short, because because people are going to eventually start to say, "Hey, maybe it's not going to go through the VWAP. Maybe it's going to start. Maybe it's I better get out now before the selling starts." And you can kind of, if you're reading the price, you can almost see when the selling starts, when people start to give up. So yeah, I mean, you can stay with this stock for an extended period of time, but yeah, just be aware that if it's come from down, from a sell-off, and it's come up and it stalls, or if it's coming back down and it kind of stalls there, maybe it's going to reverse and go back up again. So again, kind of reading the price action is important.
Hmm.
How am I reading PLTR right now? Let's well, take a look at again. I think the market's really starting to get choppy, or it has gotten choppy, and this is typically what we see on a Friday. You get some initial moves at the open first half hour, and then it kind of settles into a range. Right now, I'm seeing PLTR has some good strength. It's staying above the VWAP. It's trying to hold above these 9 and 20 EMA moving averages, but to me, it doesn't look like it's got a lot of um, buying interest. And maybe this is a situation again where it might sell off, but again, it's right now we're just chopping.
Amber is asking a question. The last few Fridays, the market seemed good in the morning and then sold off. Do you anticipate that
Yeah,
too? So, honestly, I'm of the opinion that not really finding any pattern on a day or month and that kind of thing. So the price action is different every single day. The Friday, I mean, there was a regime the last couple of weeks that the market was dropping. Every pop was really being sold off. But that doesn't last forever. Like we eventually find into a consolidation and eventually, find a different pattern, either up or down. So if you want to short the market today, you have to have a strategy for it, not just because last Friday did, you want to do the same thing today as well.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, what do you think, Brian?
yeah. You can't read into, history repeats itself every week. Um, History repeats itself until it doesn't. You just you have to read the price action. Look at these, as I was saying in the trading room. Just look at the range we're in right now. Just take a look at the SPY and the Qs and the trading range that we're in right now. If you're looking for some kind of a trend change, you have to look for a break in this trading range that we're in right now. And it goes for stocks too. Right now we're kind of in a trading range. We might look like we're gonna maybe break a hero in the SPY, but um, again, this is a type of time of day where you can really get chopped up chasing stuff around.
Thanks, Adrash. Adrash says, you guys are the best. See you at the conference in Vancouver. Well, thanks for coming. Matthews is asking,
Awesome.
when do you go with the options and when you go buying, selling the stocks? It really depends on the strategy. Like Avi, for example, is only trades options. I rarely trade options. I rather to go with the leverage products of NVDA or Tesla, like NVIDIA, which they are somehow options driven because they are derivative. But really depends on your style and your account size as well. Like I have a big account size. I think Avi also has a very big account size. But so when you have a bigger account size, you can go with the shares. But when you have a smaller account size, then you definitely want to go with the way that Field is trading or other traders that with a smaller account size. Usually, trading shares are a little bit easier, so people need to learn the basics of trading and strategies on the shares. And then, obviously, when you get more sophisticated traders, you can go like Brian or Avi going trading options.
Yeah, I mean, trading options is I mean, it's really the principle is no different. I mean, it's just a financial instrument. It's just a different way to trade Tesla or whatever option you're trading on or Nvidia. The only thing you have to be careful with when day trading options is the spread, and you have to stick with companies that have um, that are very active when it comes to options, so the spread isn't going to kill you. Like I looked at Meta's, I was thinking about Meta options, but the spread on it's like 20 or 30 cents, whereas if you're looking at Nvidia options, they're like 5 cents. But again, you're whether you're trading the stock or the options, you're still reading the price action basically. Now we're kind of finding a direction here.
So there's a question Martin is asking about the bootcamp. We are finishing the bootcamp in April, just before the summit, and we start the next one in May. If you buy the bootcamp, and I highly recommend going through the bootcamp, and the best way is asking people who have done it. I mean, we have the people in the chat room that have gone through that and get the feedback. And if you buy the bootcamp, you get access to BBT for 1 year. And also people who are coming to Vancouver Summit, I credit whatever you paid toward that as well. So essentially, would be free for you if you come to Vancouver. And the reason for that is I really don't want to, squeeze everybody on every single thing that we have. I really want to build a community. And by coming to Vancouver, you're supporting our event and our community. And then obviously, if you continue being with us and supporting our community, then I give you that credit back. So essentially, yeah, anyone who's coming to Vancouver, if you purchase a boot camp, and it doesn't have to be this one, it could be next one or for future, then I'll give you credit back for whatever you paid for the summit. Again, for me, it's all about bringing the community together and building the community. Yeah, so market is started rallying. Nvidia broke again. I wish I was there.
Yeah. We kind of broke out of this sort of smaller trading range that we've been in for 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
So the question here is when you were trading, are you going with in the money, out of the money? I think the best way is to go a little bit out of the money when you are trading Tesla at 120 and you want to go long. Maybe go with 121 or 122, a little bit out of the money, or you can just go right at the money. Brian, any comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously, yeah, with a couple of options questions there. One was, how do I decide if I'm going with options or stocks? I mean, I would say if it's Nvidia or Tesla, I would almost go with options just because I think Tesla's, don't quote me on this, but I believe I've heard in the past that Tesla is the most it has the highest volume of options trading during the day compared to any other stock. So, like I said, I stay with the very liquid stocks in options trading. Like if I was going to trade PLTR, like this morning with PLTR, I traded the stock. I didn't trade the options because they're not quite as liquid. And I'm not as familiar with the options on PLTR as I am with Tesla and Nvidia. And yes, if you're day trading options, it's best to stick with strike prices that are close to the current price. Doesn't matter if they're a little in the money or a little out of the money. It's not an exact science, if you will. It's just as long as as long as you want to stick fairly close to the current price.
So Trent is asking, where is your stop loss on a $50,000 trade? So you don't look at the stop loss based on the value of your position of trade. You look at it based on the technical indicators and levels that you have on your chart. For example, when I was trading NVDA, my stop loss would be a close below the VWAP. and that really doesn't matter how big is my account size or how much is my position. But generally, you want to take a share size in a way that one time you get a subbed out, 25% of your account doesn't go away. Another thing is that Brian mentioned about the options on Tesla and NVIDIA. They're very liquid, they're very low spread and really amazing. But there are also products like TSLA and NVDL that they do the same thing for you with the easier execution. The reason that I'm not trading options on those ones are because I already have a leverage product like a TSLA or NVDL or TQQ that I can actually get the power of leverage for them,
Yeah.
from them.
And the way they get the leverage is by using futures and options, or options primarily. They use options in that ETF to get that leverage. So, but yeah, you can just stick with trading the beta ETF on the individual stocks.
It takes some time to adjust. Like, for example, I've never really understood why Thor is shorting Qs directly when he can actually short TQQ or buy SQQQ. But it takes some adjustments in your mind to do that. You look at the price action of the Qs and then you trade TQQ based on that. But they're essentially the leverage products like TSLL, NVDL, TQQ, SPXL. They're all identical intraday, not on a daily chart. On a daily chart, they could be quite differently. But intraday, they're constant, 100% accurate, following each other.
Yeah, I've traded a bit on these. I trade these SPX options as well, but they're very. You really have to get the direction right, otherwise you're really going to get hurt. So, I don't trade them unless I feel 90%, 95% confident I'm going to get the direction right. So right now we're sitting very very close to high day on the SPY. So maybe we're going to break out here. Maybe it's going to
It
turn
looks like
into a
that
trend
too.
day.
Yeah, it looks like too.
See this, and a SPY trade would have been good on that breakout, because we did break out of a trading range there. So I didn't take that trade, but that would have been a good breakout to trade on the SPY right around 10:38 in the morning. Looks like Tesla's kind of just basically held PDC, and PLTR is breaking out. Apple,
Uh,
Apple, as far as what's going to happen right now, we're back at the View app, and it's kind of struggling to move up from there right now, sitting underneath it. The order book really is pretty empty, and it's fairly balanced. I can kind of see Apple just kind of hanging around here for the rest of the day, but you never know. You may get some institutional buyer might be trying to accumulate shares, so eventually price might go up. Just that's something you just don't know. But right now, there is a bit of an order at 215. Again, sort of, I talked about Apple fundamentally. I don't like the price where it is right now. I think it's really overpriced. its earnings aren't growing. The it's kind of it's struggling to come up with anything new in terms of technology. All they really have is a really good cash flow machine, and that's not going to change. But I think it's trading at like 32 times PE, so that's really expensive for a stock that's not necessarily growing its earnings. Um, Matthews, that's regarding when you go with an ORB. I think it's a little bit of it's a little bit of a kind of feel. If you're going to go earlier than five, it's kind of it's again it's kind of reading the price action a bit and looking at the pre-market. Like if you look at Nvidia, um, if you waited 5 minutes, you would have missed some of that move because once Nvidia pulled back at the open there, took some taking profits on the gap up. It really started to move fairly quickly, um, and it broke through the pre-market high without much pause. So that was a pretty good indication. You probably could have gotten in a little bit earlier, um, but you still would have gotten a pretty decent move, even waiting 5 minutes. Again, it's just whether you want to be a little more aggressive with your trading or whether you want to be more conservative. As I said before, the professional traders, the guys on the New York Stock Exchange floor, they kind of sit back and wait for a few minutes to let a lot of the retail traders um, do their thing. But clearly, with the market gapping up, it was a pretty solid bet that these popular stocks like Nvidia, PLTR, um, Tesla were all going to kind of catch a bid at the open once we got that bit of profit taking out of the way. Yeah, well, yeah, certainly breaking the pre-market high was a good indication because, obviously that's an area prior resistance. When you break through there, so SPY is really at high of day right now, and the Qs are very close. So again, this is going to be like a big test for the SPY right now because we're right at yesterday's high, and this is kind of where we topped out at, just before 10 o'clock there. Yeah, Q-Butts is our favorite stock. Q-Butts is up a lot. It's been strong. GV, there's a good reason not to trade with these penny stocks. Hmm. Oh, Q-Butt has done well. Q-Bits. Wow, Q-Bits is right back to all-time high near. Close, pretty close. QUBT, that's a long way from prior high, which was around $26. Yeah, what's the IWM doing? It's up 1.7%. Q's up same. Dow's up 1.1. SPY's up 1.4%. So pretty decent day overall. Again, kudos to Sean for calling this rally day. Yeah, Q butts. Yeah, TNA's had a nice move up here. What do we got? Some of the other stocks. Some of the other nice movers today. Some of the airline stocks, UAL, they've all getting hit pretty hard. It's up 2.5%. Same with Delta Airlines. MU's up for almost 5%. Wow. Probably the semiconductors are getting a bit of a bounce today. Yeah, I think definitely the market was pretty oversold. So these are bounces. I would say, as I always do in these bear markets, just be careful. The rallies can happen in bear markets, rally days. So you kind of have to be careful about getting um, overly optimistic when it looks like we're having a good day here. You need we'll see how we finish out the day. It'll be interesting to see how we go out at the end of the day on Friday here. If we go out with a bit of a sell off or a big sell off, or if we go out with a solid green, that would be more bullish for sure. We do look like we're trying to find a bottom here on the SPY on the daily chart, and it does look like we're trying to find a bottom on the Qs as well. Sort of 468 level on the Qs and sort of 550 on the SPY. Yeah, this QBTS and QUBT, nice. QBTS was actually a better mover than QUBT. D-Wave. I think D-Wave got a contract with somebody. IONQ's having a pretty decent day as well.
Hey, Brian. Yes, some of the quantum stocks are moving well. RGTI up at highs.
Yeah, this D-Wave posted a wider than expected loss. The revenue topped expectations, but there was something about thought they had some kind of a contract.
Market is recovering. SPY made a new high of the day.
Yeah.
Red, you're gonna hold the QBTS over time? Like, these are more explosive than these SPXL or TNAs that you're having.
Well, if you're going to hold it, I guess, it's like, I mean, it's, again, I would see how it goes out at the end of the day here. And, just know that you're, wherever you got into it, if you got into it early at around $8, I mean, you've got some cushion now to hold it over the weekend in case something bad happens. But, and you are, up near, sort of an all-time high of around $10. So, PLTR is looking good. That's one I might consider holding over the weekend. What's the float and the short interest on this thing? QBTS. Pretty big float, 260 million shares, but 20% of that, accordingly, 21% apparently is short. So that would be about 55 million shares. What kind of volume have we done today on this thing?
All right, guys. So I'm gonna sign off on YouTube and chat. It was amazing, guys. I just want to remind everybody that joining us in Vancouver in less than 3 weeks. I'm super excited to see everybody. The roster of speakers and workshops, I think, is the best. And Vancouver is super beautiful. Just look at it right now a little bit on my camera. So the snow in the mountains, sunny, sunrise, just amazing. And yeah, looking forward to see many of you guys. And again, remember, guys, if you do sign up for the next bootcamp or any of our future bootcamps, then I will credit the cost of the Vancouver Summit. And all of the cost actually goes toward the food and beverages that we pay to the hotel, because we do include the dinner, snacks, lunch, coffee breaks, everything. So it's really the cost that we put in there. It's all goes into the hotel for food and beverages. I'm gonna stop because Brian, I think I don't know if you want to stay longer with Paris and Avi, but it's time for Thor's come and talk about his trades and micro futures.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Guys,
goodbye, boss.
have a great weekend. If you're at all interested, if you're good trading stocks and you're interested in options, you can always check out my options book on Amazon, How to Trade Options. So we'll check that out. And yeah, I'll be putting up a swing trade video on the weekend on YouTube if you want to check that out as well. Thank you, sir. Have a good rest of the day, everybody.
All right. Thanks,
Hope you
Brian.
had a great day, and we'll keep an eye on how we go out today. That'll be kind of interesting to see how we finish the day. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, Brian. Have a great weekend. All right, guys, let me disconnect
Thanks, Carlos.
from chat.
Have a great weekend.
Yep, I'll disconnect from chat. We're going to continue live here on YouTube, guys, so stick around. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate it. Let me bring in our good buddies, Avi. Make sure I can hear them. And Paris, I see them on here. Let me switch off here. Avi, can you hear me? Paris?
Yep.
Yes,
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Ah, beautiful. All right, so let me see if I can get you guys on here with the screens. Perfect. All right, beautiful. All right, I'll leave you guys with Avi and Paris over on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and yeah, let's see what our boys did here, man. Good to have you guys.
All right. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you,
Thanks,
Carlos.
How
Hey,
you doing,
Avi. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. Sound happy again.
How are you?
Very good, very happy. Finally, it's Friday, so that's nice. And it's a nice trading day too. So what else do you want in life, you know?
Nvidia to 121. Nvidia, I just got out some at 121 on Nvidia.
Nice. You rode that all the way up, I assume?
Man, I struggled, but I'll show on what my thesis was and plan was and how I traded it. I struggled. I missed the initial move that Andrew took. I had to step away. There was a freaking delivery literally at 9:31 that I had to sign. So I had to step away and I missed the entire boat at the open on Nvidia. But yeah, let me see if I can share my screen.
Hey, everyone on YouTube. JC Trader. Use the strategy on Microsoft and the levels worked. Good. Congratulations. There you go. Well done. And I got your email with the settings for the levels, so I'll take care of that. No worries at all. Thanks. Cool. There we go. Your screen's up, Paris.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I think I closed my YouTube.
Division V, what are you saying? There's an easy QQQ break retest, 1
Hey
20
there,
minutes.
want to learn how to trade but don't know where to start?
Oh,
I get it. Most trading courses.
Sorry.
all good.
Okay. Let me bring up my Nvidia chart. Don't get scared. I have a where is Nvidia? Okay. So this is my Nvidia chart. And the thing is, I missed that move at the open. So this was, let me bring up the Epic pen too. So if you, one of the things that, let's remove all the orders for now. Let's remove, and let's talk about what is happening on a big picture right here. There's one information that I was getting at the open was Nvidia was gapped up, right? Nvidia was gapped up around this area. It has a very good bounce. It held the 114, which was the important level, and then now it's gapping up. One thesis could be that it completely sells off and back to 114 as a good pullback again. Or if it holds the price around this 119 area, then it could be a very good chance it goes to 120 and 121. That's what my initial thesis was. Now, when I zoom in to a 30-minute chart, now let's see what else information we are getting. One of the information that we are getting is yesterday Nvidia was chopped up, but one very important level that we get was that it did not lift the 117.45 or 117.50. And today it was gapped up and now it was holding the 117.50 right here. The perfect entry to get in is 117.50. Like it's a perfect entry on a 30-minute chart, but sometimes the stock doesn't even give you that. So you always have to understand what is the next best entry to get in, because sometimes when the buyers are aggressive, you won't have a very, good pullback to 117.50. And if it does that pullback, a lot of people would think of, it could be just a reversal and it would drop again, because the sellers might take over. So a lot of buyers would not even let it drop to 117.50 from a technical standpoint, because if they let it drop to 117.50, the sellers would get activated and the sellers would try to short it, which would sometimes become difficult for the buyers to absorb all the liquidity and move the price higher. So that was the case, that it won't come to 117.50, but I know there was an important level at 117.50 that was rejected multiple times. the day before and the before that. So now what another information that I'm getting, first of all, it's gapped up, it's already sold off. Now you're looking for a bounce. Now what I do is what I look at the pre-market price action. And in the pre-market price action, what you can tell is, if you look at this, is really nicely scaling up, right? This is really nice. And now it was very higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, and now it's consolidating right here. So this is the tight range that I want to see right here. This is the tight range. So now what my initial thing was that if it claims this range, which is this 118.75, that's where I would go long. If it sells off, a lot of times it sells off, bounces, and claims this range, I'm long biased on the stock. And I think just because of the selling off, this stock has a very good chance of 118.75 and then scaling up. If it breaks the high right here at 119, I might even get a chance to add more if it performs an ABCD pattern. That was my initial thesis. But as as the fate would have thought about it, I did not capture it. Andrew captured it very nicely. I had to step away from the desk to grab this parcel, and then I missed the initial move at the open. Now what I do is, now what I'm looking is, okay, I missed the boat for the initial thing. Now what do? Now I find a buyer who is actually stepping in higher. And the buyer that was trying to step in higher, I found that it was at 119.40. This is where it bounced right here, the buyer, and this was through the tape. Like, I'm trying to find where the buyers are trying to step in at 1940, 1950. You can pinpoint those buyers. Every single time it came to 1940, it started bouncing. And that's the whole point of using that real intraday level. That is, you don't know the buyer is going to be at 1920, 1950, 1970. You don't know that. But through the tape, when you see multiple times and even with the price action too, you can see that they keep bouncing at 119.40, but I was able to see and identify on the tape as well. So and now I'm trying to use that to my advantage, because I still think Nvidia is strong. And now I'm trying to use that to my advantage to capture this move to 120 and higher, hold higher, and then go to 121. So that was my initial plan and a thesis behind using the 1940 level. Now let me bring up the chart right here. Now let me, this is the area that I missed. This was the bounce. This was the first and the second bounce. Now I'm looking for the third bounce. It tried to bounce, very quickly bounce, and then again the slamming of the bids happened. I was like, okay, now it's gonna drop the 119.40. I cut my size. It hasn't closed yet, so I have to wait for it to close, but I keep cutting my size if I'm not comfortable with it. So I went back in. Again, it slammed a little bit, cut my size, and then again I added at the breakout. So I was trying to manage my risk, even though my technical stop loss was below 1940. So I was not completely out in any case where, what do you call? I'm not completely getting up stopped out unless it closes below 1940. Not even one time it has closed below 1940. So I'm managing my risk, and this is also called a hesitation too, because you miss the real move inside you. Emotionally, you're not, you ideally, I would have loved to be here, added more at these areas, and then scale out to the upside. But I couldn't do it, and emotionally, I'm impacted too that I missed that boat of this thing. But now I'm trying to manage what is the next best opportunity, and this is the best opportunity where it pulls back. This is where a good ABCD pattern, now looking for the break of high of the day. And this was, I added the breakout, and then scaled out to 120.60. I was thinking it would hold at these areas at this point, but I started seeing sellers at 120.30 around this area. And that's why I completely got out at break even at this point. Now this was my first trade. This is it looks a lot of getting in, getting out, but because that's how I trade. I basically try to manage my position by cutting my size until I'm completely proven wrong on the trade. Now, that second trade that I took was again back at 1940. So if you look at it, today 1940 is the area of where I was taking, I pinpoint my entry and exit, and I just traded that. So 1940, again, I think this was the sentiment news came in, and this was dropped and was very quickly was bought back up, but it did not have a momentum continuation. So I had to very quickly get out. But then again, 1940, the buyer stepped in. I cut my size back again, and then added back in for scale out to the top of the range, which was 120.30, and then finally stopped out at break even. So that's one of those trades. And then the real trade that came that actually worked out really nice for me. Yeah. So now there's one more trade I took, same at 119.40. This is the buyer I keep scaled out, added more. As soon as it went below 1940, closed below 1940, I'm like, okay, this is gonna close, let me get out. So there is no reason for me to be a part of this trade. Same again at 1940. I saw buyers stepping in because I kept seeing the buyers stepping in at tape reading. Like I kept seeing buyers stepping in at those, because I see when buyers imbalance is there, I'm gonna try it. Because you get conviction because you see things in front of you. And that's exactly what I did. I went long again. This was the scale out, added, heavy add, and now I'm very heavy add because I'm very close to my stop loss, which is 190.40. This was a very heavy add. And now you see it's like from 190.50, I just need one good trade for me to work out. So now you see this was a perfect add out, then scaled out, and now scale. Now 120.70 scaled out, and now it's going to 121. Yeah. So this was my 121. I'm still holding it. I'm still holding for the break of 121 right here. And that's how you pinpoint a specific level, identify where the buyers are, and every single trade was a buy. I never changed my buyers. Okay, it came back below VWAP and below this thing, because when you're able to identify certain buyers and imbalance on one side, you would trade on that side. And it's just a matter of time that you'll be able to capture those real meat of the move. And this is the meat of the move. This is from 1940 and now looking to break of the 121. This is what you call as a meat of the move, or at a given day. And I'm glad I'm able to capture that with big size as well. So yeah, that's what I traded on Nvidia.
Wow. That resilience is amazing. You stop out, but you get back in. A lot of people break down, they take a couple of stops, but
Yeah, and
that's
one of the
important,
very
really.
common question that comes in, that why do you keep, because a lot of times it could be differentiated between revenge trading and getting back out and getting back in. You have to question yourself. Do you see it? If you see it, if I see it, like for you, for example, you have a thing, right? If you see that setup, you have to take that trade. And if I see those buyers on the tape, I have to get back in. If I don't see it, then it's a different case. But if I see those buyers, I have to get back in. And because my thesis and things that I'm trying to see is when an imbalance you see on a buyer on the tape, there could be few occasions that the other party can actually move the price against you for a little bit, but on a bigger picture, they won't be able to do so because there is a big buyer imbalance there. So, and that's what that matters. So eventually that move comes in, and I'm glad I was able to capture that.
Nice. Brilliant. Yeah, revenge trading versus trading your setup over and over again. Big difference. It's so funny. I tell my mentees the same thing all the time. If your setup is there, you have to take the trade, and every trade is not related to the one before. Whether you won or lost the previous one is irrelevant. The truth is the next trade is what you got to focus on. And it's hard to compartmentalize like that, but that's what it takes. So,
100%.
fantastic. Look at that. It's so funny. I have the exact same levels on my chart with the NVIDIA.
Oh, really?
121 breakout area that you're looking at. I mean, the same thing, and same
Yeah,
price
and
action, and but
this
yeah,
is
it goes to the
if
same
you look at the 30-minute chart, let me remove the trades. Let me Let me remove it and let's look at the 30-minute chart, okay, for this. Let's look at 5-minute chart. It's not that much of a data. So if you look at the 5-minute chart, this is the area that the stock was trading. This was consolidation right here. And then once it breaks out, this is from a price action standpoint, this becomes the resistance becomes a support. And this is what a price action looks like.
Mm.
So yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, one of my mentees even took it this morning. We were trading together, and he took the breakout of the pre-market high. Just what is it, 119.20 or so, in the third or fourth minute or something, and targeting the top, and he held it all the way through. He was asking in between, asking me, "Should I take it off? Should I not?" And I'm asking him, "What is your target?" And the target's 121, and he survived all the pullbacks and held it for something like an hour and a half or whatever it is, and hit the target. So. A different way of doing things, but yeah, there you go. Know your strategy and stick to it. Really great.
Yeah.
Amazing the levels also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, I'm at a place I can date anybody now. So I'm dating sometimes. Like Tesla is my loyal girlfriend. I didn't trade Tesla today. Nvidia, I have a love and hate relationship sometimes. But Tesla is like loyal to me every single time. I did not trade Tesla, but I think I was long biased on Tesla, but I think these levels were, I was targeting 240, 250, and 244 area to get long, but now it's too far. Now it's back.
Your girlfriend Tesla got busy with me today, bro.
Oh, really? Yeah.
A little one and
I
done for her.
hope you had fun with Tesla.
Yes, it was fun. One and done. No need to trade again. So yeah, when my chart comes up here, guys, I'll show you how I got busy with Tesla.
Yeah, I think Carlos stepped away for a little bit.
Yeah, all good.
So
Mike, yeah,
Tesla,
had one, and yeah, Mike, yeah, just one trade, and I'll show you in a minute here with Tesla. Logan Paris is getting the sloppy seconds. He just doesn't know it. There you go. Oh man. Yeah, this market's been interesting with that news and then the pop-up and so many opportunities. I just decided one was enough for today. Not get too greedy like on most days. I just keep trading. Today I decided like, all right, I know there's gonna be setups, but forget about it. Time to take it easy. It's been intense already this whole week.
yeah, especially on a Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to take it easy. I mean, yesterday I was trading from the open to the close, literally the whole day. I think I stepped away for 30 minutes at one point. That was it. And it was a huge day. So, don't have that much stamina in me today. But
Okay,
yeah.
I sold some Nvidia
Nice. Yeah.
2019.
Yep. Hopped all the way through. Love it. Nvidia SPY as well breaking through now. Matthew, you want SPY levels? Yeah, my SPY levels are on the screen. You'll get them here in a moment when the screen pops up.
Yeah, things are rallying today. It's a day of rally.
Mhm. Yeah. I gotta say though, it's hard when you decide, okay, you're done, and then you see three perfect setups coming, and then you're like, wait a second, I'm not supposed to trade. I told myself I'm done. But so I've been sitting here like this for the last hour looking at these charts, and there's a lot of good opportunities. There's a lot. Like SPY was good earlier as well. And Nvidia as well. I didn't touch it, but you got that one. Tesla later as well. And I'm looking at Meta even now, getting ready to go from 605. So there's plenty of opportunities all around.
Man, I'm surprised with QBTS. I was looking at QBTS today to add it to my watch list, but I thought it was too small of a price to move. Today it moved like 38% from 770 to 990. That would have been Any news on QBTS? I
I would not know these sorts of things. But wow, what a move, huh? Try and catch that.
yeah, it's a 38-39% move.
Nice. What's this name? Here we got Religio on YouTube. Please don't push it. Please don't. It's the same thing every day.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Come on, give me a break. My voice hurts. I'm on the microphone 5 hours a day. Sid Siddiqui, day trading is not my full-time gig. It's the primary gig, but it's not my full-time gig. I got other things going on too. So yeah, actually that helps day trading. Even though day trading could pay the bills by itself, it's a matter of not putting too much stress on day trading so you can actually focus on it without being freaked out every time you struggle or every time you do well. Either way, you need to keep that in balance. So for that
Okay,
purpose, yeah,
your screen is back, Avi.
cool. Thank you. Yeah, for that reason, and also day trading doesn't provide different kinds of satisfaction, providing value and stuff. But here's where I played with Tesla today, quite simply. Looking at it, obviously at the gap. And what I'm looking at is the top of this 8 a.m. candle. It got there, right? It didn't sell off from there. And in the pre-market, it was just hanging around in that area, just consolidating right below it, and then right before the open, it popped up. It broke out, is what I'm seeing. So in the 1 minute, I look at it, going back to the market open or pre-market, you can see it's consolidating around that level. It's not selling off. It even made a new high. This is not a double top ready to go down. A new high is telling me the buyers are in charge. Pop below, and sure enough, right before the open, a few minutes before, I called that a breakout or consider that a breakout. So, a few minutes before the open, now I'm thinking the breakout's already happened. Now I'm just waiting for the retest. So at the open, I'm watching it comes down, starts bouncing off of this 146 zone. And that's where I get long. My target's up there. But as it went, it started to get really messy with the volatility, the momentum. So I just started scaling it off on its way. And I'll show you the options chart because I do it with options. Here it is. It's hard to see. It's all zoomed out. But there it is. That's the entry, getting in with options on a bad spread and scaling it out as it goes because that volatility was nuts. But I mean, that was big enough of a move. It was, nicely into the 5 figures, and that's it, done for the day. So nothing more than really just a breakout in the pre-market and a retest of that breakout with a target in mind. Just couldn't hold for the target, but more than satisfied. And that's it. That's all the work for the day. Other than that, I get to chat with you guys. So not much into it. And it's nice when trading is repeatable. It's not too complex. You just repeat it all the time, then you get good at it. That's when you know you're gonna find consistency. When you can just repeat it almost robotically. So this week it feels like every day I've been trading this retest of a breakout. It's been happening a lot. And now it's time for a break from all that. A couple of days off. But that's it, one and done. Again, outside of this, I've seen many opportunities. Paras talked about NVIDIA. That one looked really good to me as well. The SPY looked really good a little while ago to get long. Meta could still shape up to break through 605. And yeah, there's still plenty. But, one's enough.
So would you take a Tesla long now if it comes to 246.50?
Tesla, let's see. I'd go on the 30-minute first. 246.50. Yeah, that's the breakout area. I would look for here, right here, about what, 15 minutes, 30 minutes ago. When it got to it and it consolidated below the area, I would enter that breakout and the retest. I would add in and look for the same move again. Just continue up to the next level, 250.5. Same move as it did earlier. Same thing. Actually, it would probably go longer because it found new buyers down there. It could probably keep going. But yeah, now it could still be good. It could still come back into a retest if you get the retest. A retest is not just it comes to the level. It has to truly bounce off that. You got to watch that tight price action on the 1 minute chart. But yeah, that's the structure for me. So far, that structure is pretty good. You looking to take that, Faris?
No,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Not your
I'm
style.
done. Tesla,
Yeah.
I think for me, from my standpoint, like reversals are usually not good, but this is the Tesla if I was taking it, I like taking trades around this area. Like my area of like entry was somewhere around 240, 250 and 244. Between that would be my area of interest, and that's where I would be willing to take along. But now it's too extended for me. I don't like. I like to add like these 245 area, that 248 area. These are like a good areas to add, but not to get into a position for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You want to capture the bigger moves to get in earlier. 242, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, even here, like there's two structures I'm seeing on Tesla right now. I'm seeing the breakout of the level here, about 246.50, which we got two opportunities already. And also on the other side, you may be able to see a reversal, as in it's been bearish, right? Popped to 250, been bearish, and it's done a reversal. And now again, just a continuation of the reversal. In the end, you end up taking the same trade, but on two different perspectives. I'm able to see, at the moment, I'm seeing both on Tesla in today's price action. So interesting stuff. Lots of opportunity. Again, yesterday was like this too. I just saw lots of opportunity everywhere. So fun. Nice when Fridays are pleasant. Well, nice when every day is pleasant. Cool. Matthias, you want to know about the retest of the breakout again? Okay. Sure enough. Where's a good example? Right here on Tesla. If you look at the 1 minute chart, you have the consolidation and then the breakout happens. And after the breakout, this pullback. This pullback is a retest of the breakout. And you can see it's actually quite precise. You see the top of the resistance here, the top of the consolidation right there where my pointer is, 246.71. Sure enough, the bottom of the red candle is just about 246.71. It pushes off from there, you know the retest is complete and you get long. So it's actually price action that gives you the precision. The levels give you an area. That's how I see it. Division V, I didn't have FOMO until you mentioned it right now. What the hell?
What's the name? What's the ticker?
No, Tesla. Just no, Division V here in the chat. He's talking about FOMO. I didn't have FOMO until he told me I have FOMO. Damn it. There it goes. Tesla's a ripper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tesla is gonna break the highs now.
Yep. Tesla is good fun. Oh man. Wow. Nvidia is sitting there around 121. So Nvidia now, from my perspective, 30-minute picture, I wouldn't trade it long here. I wouldn't start a new position here. Tesla, I would have started it a little while back, 246.50. And the only thing that I may be interested in starting a new position going long would be Meta if it breaks out 605. It's kind of consolidating there. But it's not as neat as I would like it to be. Again, hitting that resistance, and you're looking for a breakout of resistance, basically. So the Meta's wild. Meta's like a low float stock that's $600. I love Preeti. Yes, Paris is not gonna go bankrupt with Tesla. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine. Everyone's on you. You'll be just fine. Jace P. Yes, you're welcome for the lines. An extra layer to trading. Good. Well, as long as it helps you focus. That's, as you said right here, focus is important, right? For me, focus comes from less things to look at. The more stuff I look at, the more I see things contradicting each other. That's why there's nothing on my charts but candlesticks and lines. And it improves my trading. So you got to figure that out for yourself. What works for you, right? That's important. A beta about SPY. What do you think about what's up? I don't understand what you wrote here. You talking Russian or something? What is this? What do I think about the SPY here would be, where is it? It's going up, but it's not a place I would trade it. It's gone already. It's too far out there. I see 564.30 as the next level up, which is basically the high of a couple of days ago. Yeah. So there we go. How'd you guys do on YouTube? Having fun? Had a good morning so far? Tesla, Nvidia, Apple was interesting too. AMD was very cool at the morning, early, big ABCD pattern. Fun. Yeah, guys. So today and yesterday, both to me, they're the same. It's a lot of opportunities for all kinds of strategies, whatever your strategy is. And so it's important you identify your strategy or maybe two that you use and really get good at executing them. And yesterday and today would be ideal days for almost every strategy. And yeah, even in BBT, we have all that with the education center. It's all the various strategies. As there's one whole section where I think Carlos was talking about it. It's like 29 strategies now we have, 29 videos. These are all short bite-sized videos, 5 to 15 minutes long. And you get a good rundown of the strategies. So once you really, yeah, 29. Thanks, Carlos. Yeah. So once you get a good feel for the strategies and overview, and then you can dig into more detail and identify it, and then you're on your way in trading. So, the power of the community and power of working with people who've been doing this for a while. That's what it's all about with Bearable Traders. So grateful to be here, and you guys got to come and check it out. A whole lot of fun. There we go. Got the link in there. Just for $1? Wow. What the hell, man? What was this $1 thing when I was broke and trying to figure out day trading? What the hell, man? I paid like $3,000 or what? I don't even know what. Oh man.
I am that guy who paid I think 350 or 400 for the lifetime membership. Even Carlos was one of that guy, I guess.
You guys. Shit.
I still have that account with me.
Wow. It's like a collector's item sort of thing, an account you can
Yeah,
sell it
I can
auction.
prove it. I like when I go to my that account and it says how much you paid for the lifetime, it says like 350 or something.
Wow. Shit, man. I love it. Yeah, I got the lifetime as well, but by the time it was 10 times more expensive or something. But anyways.
Okay, I got out a little more on Nvidia. My final exit would be around 120, 150. I got out at 120, 130 now. So I think it's stepping up really nice. So I think 120, 150 and 122 are even possible, but I'm running out of shares now. So I'll get out at 120, 150.
Nice. Yep, I've got 122.50 as a target. At least the next level up on my charts. But yeah, it's moving
122,
fast.
50. Okay.
Avinacci stuff. 122.50 is next. As long as the structure holds, that's where it looks like it wants to go. But it's really up there already, going fast. Extended. And there goes Meta. Who caught the breakout? We were just talking about it. Somebody catch it. Somebody catch it. Now I'm really getting FOMO. Shit. That's a big trade already on Meta. Boom. Lorenz, you're in it. Nice. Go get it. Let it run. Let your winners run. Just got to break through this high of day area, 606. And then you're really on your way. Using my strategy. All right. Good, man. Glad it's working. You just got to do it enough times. Get your repetitions in. You guys talking about here in the chat? 2028. Anyways. Yeah, look at Nvidia's just all buying. Even just looking at candlesticks, it's all every time it drops even a touch, it's been pushing.
Yeah.
All buyers. And there goes Meta now, likely breakout. No, not happening. There it is. Meta just broke out. Just a couple of pennies above right now. 606.50 is a key area. Love that. Love that. Tesla as well, working nicely, going through to that high, which is 251. Yeah, just about 251. There's the target up there. Man, so many opportunities. What the hell?
148.
Yesterday I was into all these trades. They're all the same kind of thing, really. Must have taken like 15 trades yesterday. And today is like, nope, that's enough. One is okay. But it's the same thing, same kind of price action.
Perfect. Okay,
There you
all out, 121.56.
Nice. Beautiful. Look at that. Very, very nice. That's the thing, guys. You keep your losers small, you keep your winners big. You just need one winner. You take multiple stabs at it. One of them works and you're good. And even the
Yeah.
ones that don't, sometimes you get just partials. That's good enough. That those aren't losers. Then you get one that is the winner. And that's it. That's really how it works. You don't need a massive win rate. You control your risk. Yeah, that's how you get through. You can see it right there on the chart.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that, it turned out to be a good trade, but, one of the common things that you always have to do once you are in the world of trading, you always have to question yourself that what was a great way to trade? What would have your ideal trade looked like? My ideal trade based on my setup would have looked like this. Take an entry here, add more at 119.40, keep your position in such a way that your stop loss is below 119 or 118.80, and then once it claims and VWAPs and once it tries to hold this area, add more. I wouldn't add here. I was looking at it, and then add at here, this area. This is a very good add at the breakout, and then scale out to the 121, 122. That would have been my ideal trade on the way it would look like. Now there are all clear buyers who are trying to step in. But yeah, you always want to question on how can you visualize your ideal trading. I was able to get in at a good point of entry that I was thinking once it claims the pre-market range, and then add at the areas where I saw a buyer stepping in, which was 119.40, and then scale out on my profits as and when it goes to 121, 122 overall. Yeah, I think 122 was possible. Very, very nice.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Visualizing. I do that all the time. Every day I'm done with trading, I take a screenshot of all the price action and all the time frames without any executions on it. I'm trading options anyway. But I keep a massive database of this and I keep building it every day and I revisit all this price action, probably the next day or next week or whenever. Sometimes today these days I'll look at price action from 3 years ago and just visualizing what would I do with this? How would I interact with this price action? And what would be the ideal situation? It's really great. You really visualize it. When the market's closed, when you're cooled off, you're not, in any FOMO state or whatever the hell. Those are
Yeah.
excellent exercises. I've been doing that a lot as well over the years. Really helpful. And you find insights, that you're like, oh, wait a sec, I could do that. And you try that out, you back test it and you try it out and you find something new and off you go. You keep growing as a trader. So very important. That's a good one. Always visualizing.
And Seth Siddiqui, so for the commissions, I don't pay. I pay zero in commissions because I use Schwab. And people who are in US, you get zero commissions. You don't pay. So broker doesn't love me like I love Tesla. So, but there are SECs and FINRA and all of those charges that add up. But you have to pay anyways, irrespective which broker you are in. Those are the government charges that apply, but with Schwab, you don't have to pay commissions like the fees.
Wow, that's amazing. I can tell you the
Yeah.
opposite. Yesterday, I paid $10,000 in commissions.
Yeah, of course. Options, yeah, with Schwab, you have to pay. Even with Schwab. With
Yeah.
stocks, you don't have to pay commissions. And I think, yeah, you take with that crazy of that's like nothing in front of uh
Mhm.
the money you make.
Yeah, well, commissions have to factor into your trades as an expense, just like in any business. You have the gross and then you have the net profits, and commissions are a piece of that. So, yeah, that was one of the biggest commission days for me, one of the bigger ones. And yeah, you got to factor that in when you're trading. You have options which are more expensive to trade commissions wise than equities, and then you have different brokers with different things, different deals. And then you factor in your size, the number of trades. You better make sure you get profitable trades. If it's less than 2 hours, it's kind of hard to make it worth your time. So I'm
Yeah.
looking always looking for the bigger ones. And as long as you can absorb the costs and it's still worth your time, no big deal. Works out very nicely.
Yeah, Mr. Manu, I use DAS with Schwab.
Yep, there you go. MP, yeah, yesterday was 10K in just in commissions. Schwab, yeah, different brokers. Got a question here
You have
about
IBKR, right, Avi?
yeah, IB with the and I'm trading options, of course. So it's
Yeah.
like it's 65 cents in and out per contract.
25
So
cents?
65
65.
per contract. So it adds up,
Yeah, I think it's the same with Schwab as well. I think they charge 65 cents too.
Mm-hmm. Something like that, yeah. So just make sure the trades are big. You can absorb all those expenses. And with options, you have the spread as well. You got to absorb the spread. You're always dealing with a bad spread. So there's that on the option side of things as well. I saw a question in
Piyush,
here.
I do not see much of a difference. I've traded with IB, I've traded with Schwab, and initially I was very hesitant, considering that the IB charges commission for the active traders and Schwab doesn't, and I was a little um, hesitant to get switch to it. But when I switched, I did not see much of a difference. I think when you are trading through Think or Swim using Schwab, the fills are very bad. But when you're combining the integration with DAS with Schwab, the fills are as good as with IB. So it's the because DAS is a direct access broker, right? It has direct access to the exchange. So they're able to I have no issues getting filled even with like 5,000, 10,000 shares of position, and I can get in and get out very easily.
Yeah, I think that's so important. With day trading, you need the speed of execution. So that's where DOS is amazing. Just need that, especially if you're trading early in the day, of course. Well, I'm beginning to see some real activity here on Microsoft. For the last 3 or 4 days, everyone on my mentee group were talking about it, and I said, I don't want to touch it. But now, in the last 30 minutes, it's finally exited a disastrous consolidation zone. So this might get interesting. Anyway, something to keep an eye on. There we go.
Yeah, of course. CC, I'm sure Schwab would be doing that, and and a lot of other brokers do too. So about payment for order flow, Robinhood does that, and it's a very legal way of doing it on how you can charge for the order flow through the hedge funds. But and that's why nothing is free in the world, right? It's you have to understand if you're getting something for free, that means you are a product. Like all my orders would be visible to the hedge funds, but again, you wanna does that matter? Like, would it matter if IBKR is not sending your orders details to the hedge funds? Would it make a difference? I don't know. So I'm okay with that. But I am not 100% sure if Schwab does that. I know Robinhood does that. They have like multiple, uh, suits of how much they're charging to the order flow, but I'm not sure about the Schwab.
Yeah, they basically sell your order flow to Wall Street.
Yeah.
That's how they totally different model. Yeah, and on Robinhood, try and get filled. You take a while before you get filled. Every time. I mean, I used to use Robinhood but years ago. Yeah, not fun. Cool. What do we got here going on in the chat? Yeah, in the community, there we go. No, I don't own oil fields. Damn it. What are you guys coming?
Oh only
get the
if you were owning an oil field, you wouldn't see Avi here.
Oh my goodness. I would own an oil field in Abu Dhabi and I'd be sitting on a beach in Sri Lanka. That's the way to do it. Gosh. Oh, you guys. Oh man. Yeah, you're talking about it. Yeah, guys, yeah, the commissions were a big one yesterday. So it was in the end, it was like, I don't know, 45K a day after commissions. So but the opportunities were there. Today could easily be that kind of day too, but it's just I'm done. Don't want to trade anymore. So again, absorb the commissions. Gotta understand these structures. What else we got here? Guys getting really chatty here, huh? Or am I missing a lot of these comments?
Yeah, Hardeep, I'm trading for the past 11 years now. So, how about you, Avi? When did you start?
This kind of day trading since 2019. So yeah, about 6 years
2019,
in.
6 years.
Yeah, I was in the crypto world before that for a couple of years, but that's very different. So I'd really say 2019. Crypto and contrarian investing. I'm still in that. That's a different thing. Cool. Looking
So
around, we have
is pulling back
weakness.
now,
Yep.
just which makes sense.
A lot of weakness in the market for now. More like pullback rather than genuine weakness.
Yeah.
Matthew, no, I'm not the mafia as well. What you guys, man? You get creative on Fridays. What was every day something new. No. It's just BBT mafia. Or is that something else? You'll see that in Vancouver. Come show up, see what happens.
There is a term in Sri Lanka. What's that term? All
What?
the mafia. There's a different term for mafia in Sri Lanka. People, I forgot the name, but maybe you were dad in Sri Lanka, then moved to the States, and then you became a mafia in States, and then you moved to Dubai.
I just had to get that citizenship, that passport. That's all.
So you're a citizen. You're a US citizen, right?
Yeah, I got that
Right.
years ago. Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way, happy Holi, whoever celebrates Holi, people who come from India, and so happy Holi to everyone.
Yeah,
Celebrate
happy
it.
Holi. It's Holi this week, yeah.
It's a
Fantastic.
festival of colors, and people play with colors and flowers. So happy Holi.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Congrats to everyone on Holi. I love it. My kids were enjoying that last night. Going wild. Everyone loves it,
Yeah, I'm going to a Bollywood and mm, like a nightclub. They're celebrating Holi in the nightclub, so we'll see how it goes. This
Send pictures and videos, bro. We gotta see
yeah.
this. Gotta see this. Gotta see this. Oh, yes. Shri, you want levels? You want levels from Paris? You got that on the screen. You want levels from me? Specify who you want it from.
She needs or he needs the Avinachi levels. My levels
Yeah.
are random. Avinachi levels are very defined.
Shall we do the whole Avinachi thing again for a couple of minutes? So you get into that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes. All right. We're gonna need my screen up here just a moment. There's no escaping this. In Vancouver, if anybody comes and asks me about levels, see what I do.
I'm gonna
Anybody.
do that. I definitely am gonna do that. I'm gonna reach out and ask you what Avinachi levels are.
Oh my God. And I know you'll do it when there's an audience too, right? Oh man. All right, guys. Fairly straightforward. This is actually a good example on Microsoft today. This 8 a.m. candle on the 30-minute chart. I mark the low and the high. You measure that distance, and you just draw lines further lower and further up on the chart at the same distance. Nothing to it. And as it turns out today, using this method, you can see one of these measured move levels, these Fibonacci levels, was perfect resistance consistently in the recent past, and even support. Look at that. And it's just telling you it's choppy in between right there. So the breakout of the 385 zone is when you can expect to start playing with Microsoft a little. So at least that's just how it's working out here. But very simply, they're just measured moves, and I take them based on the 30-minute candle at 8 a.m. And I find that they work beautifully on every instrument, on every ticker. And that's all there is. And that's called Fibonacci, and that's patented. Don't go messing around, okay? Any more detail you guys want on that? Because I don't have any more detail on that. That's all there is. Dean, no more Dean. Again. Really, that's it.
Hey,
I
Avi,
just
you
stick to
should
those levels.
you should get Epic Pen. It's really good. So when you could draw right on your screen, do you have it? Have you tried it?
I don't. I have not tried it. I should. Yeah, someone else also suggested it a little while ago.
It's awesome, man. You could do it on a hotkey too. And again, it writes really nice because we could barely see your cursor when you're doing it, but the Epic Pen will allow you to draw, so it'll be pretty cool. I'll send you a link on Telegram.
Cool. Yeah, please send it. Thanks. I'll yeah, get my ass off and go and do it. I've just been lazy. I haven't got it. So cool. Thanks, man. There you go, guys. How about a like for Avinacci levels, huh? And another like for Paris at the nightclub tonight. 2 likes. Hell, I'll like for that one. Yeah, I hit the like button just now because Paris is
We
going dancing.
have like 500 people watching right now. Guys, we have 200 more likes. Like, go to 500. We only need 180 likes more. If you do that, I will definitely send you that holy pictures.
Oh yes, let's do it, everybody. Oh my god, wait, I'm gonna log
I
in with
would
the other.
share that in the
Let's do this.
YouTube.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We got how long we got? We got like 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go. Let's everybody like the heck out of this. Well, now I'm excited. I want to see this picture more than anyone else for these videos. Do it, do it. Fun. There you go, Akam Verma. Today's a good day for you. You played holy and you had a profit. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Nice.
Way to do it. Yeah, oh, yes, Matthew. Unfortunately, there's only one like button, but you can have multiple accounts and like from different accounts, right? You can get your dog to like and stuff, you know. Jeremy,
Nice,
5
Jeremy.
great days. Yeah, well done. Congrats. It's the way to do it. Find your style and find consistency. Here we go. Meta's a ripper again. That was fun. I have a lot of conviction on Meta running for the next level. 61250 here. I'll show you guys real quick. Because you can see the breakout, but realistically it was tough because it broke out and did the retest. And again, the retests tend to run further than the initial breakouts. So the next target up, 61250. 610 is interesting on the way. You have a lot of trouble there. I would take partials there and hold for 612. So I think that's going to happen today, most likely. Logan, how do I deal with time decay? Good point. You time the entries. You got to time the entries. Time decay is tough, especially on these longer term trades, as in you hold it for a couple hours. So one thing is be firm about your entries and make sure you're convinced. Don't just go chasing it, you know, because you know you're going to deal with time decay. You take a bad entry, you're already in a bad place. So really, it just elevates your trading. You're more motivated to get those entries, and you got to understand where your stop needs to be. Keep it really precise. So you got to just level up all your execution because you have this additional problem to deal with, right? So that's how I've taken it. And nowadays I seek out zero DTE and out of the money stuff. Whereas a year ago, I was more going in the money just to, you know, protect from time decay. But again, it's just a matter of leveling up and getting more precise and just improving all the time. Google breaking out too now, guys. 165.
So now you get the strike price. What your target is?
No, I'm just a little out of the money. So it quickly
Okay.
goes through. That's that. Yep. Here we go,
What's up,
guys. It
guys?
is
I-
yeah, midday. Thanks for hanging out. Good fun today, as always. Friday. Hit that like. We'll see Paras's videos and stuff.
Thank
And-
you. Not to the YouTube though, but will next time for sure. But take care, guys. Have a great rest of the weekend, so rest of the day, and have a great weekend. Happy Holi again. Take care.
Happy Holi.
Thanks,
guys.
Avi. Bye.
Take it easy.